So perhaps form is going to be very hard to pick the winner tonight. Bernie Quinlan, a great crowd in attendance. Good evening to you. As I said, a key game for both sides midway through the season, isn't it?
Yeah, good evening, Peter. It's ideal conditions here at Football Park, and it is because high stakes here, Peter, because the winner, of course, going into the six after today's game, after this evening's game. So it's up for grabs. You wouldn't think it. 79-point loss last week against Carlton, and yet Adelaide probably going into this game as favourites because they're a completely different side playing here at Football Park.
Well, two of the all-time greats in terms of full forward this year. I suppose it might be a little premature to say that about Modra, but he potentially is one. Gary Ablett certainly is. And this year, Modra has kicked 68 goals. Ablett on screen has kicked 62.
62 at a very good average of 7.8 goals a game, which is the best in the AFL at the moment. And he's had a magnificent season, Gary Ablett, after a bit of a shaky start. And Tony Modra, of course, the glamour player in the AFL, the best full forward in the competition at the moment with 68 goals. And he's been in terrific touch. He only kicked 2 last week, but we have a look at that side. Well down across midfield last week, especially Tregenza, Anderson, Rashuto named on the wing this week. Of course, Jarman out with 1 week suspension. He might have been a little bit lucky. I think he might have got 2 or 3, Peter. But good to see McDermott, McGuinness. They're the players that are very important to this Adelaide side.
Interesting to see where Smart plays too. Named at full back. Will he take Ablett? We'll soon see.
Yes, the Geelong side, well, they're very disappointing last week. 48 points up at the halfway mark. Fell in by 7 points. Ablett kicking 7 goals. They're missing out a little bit across centre. It's interesting to see that there's not one Geelong player in the top 25 in the possessions in the AFL. So they need to do something around midfield.
Thank you, Bernie. So a very important game for both sides here tonight. As you mentioned, conditions ideal for football. Dennis Committee will be joining us in the commentary box and on the ground, the ground and the boundary line, and also in the rooms. Max Stevens will be bringing us up to date with what's happening down there. The first quarter about to get underway. We'll take a break. Back with the bounce after this.
The name of the game is Australia.
Football Park set for a crackerjack confrontation between Adelaide and Geelong. Let's go to Max Stevens with the Mitsubishi Motors ground report. Max.
Thanks very much, Peter. I tell you what, we've had a beautiful day here in Adelaide. Similar conditions yesterday. No chance of rain whatsoever. And as we look around, only scattered cloud cover. Let's have a look at the wind. A slight breeze, I must say, a very slight breeze. It's blowing left to right of screen. Maybe if we're lucky about 5 Ks. 0 to 1 goal advantage. If we're lucky, I'll stress that. Ground condition excellent. Slippery as the night continues. Once the dew starts to fall, the forecast fine and cool. Expected low 4 degrees, current temperature 14 degrees, and the humidity 40%.
Well, just before you go, Max, is it worthwhile asking who you're going for?
Well, I said in the break that I was going to go for Geelong, but now that the break's over, I've had another think about it, and I'm going for Adelaide.
Well, we knew you'd change your mind. Dennis Committee, good evening. Who are you going for, Den?
Yeah, good evening, Peter. I think Adelaide will win this.
Bernie?
Yes, I'm with Dennis. I think I'll go for Adelaide as well. Even after a 79-point loss last week, it's quite amazing, isn't it?
But you say why, don't you?
A different side here against at Football Park.
They also growing on the leg, don't they?
They do. They go Smart back to the. Where is he going? To the forward line.
Yep.
He started there last week, of course, and had to be moved back to full back when Kernahan took control of the match there early.
So Gary Ablett in the goal square at the left of screen. The Cats going maybe against this very, very slight breeze. But breeze not a factor as we begin the first quarter. Geelong and Adelaide, a win vital for both sides tonight. Wren taps it out. Bairstow, first possession. Bickley drags him down, still gets his kick up towards half forward. Stodem got 2 hands to it, couldn't complete the mark. And the Adelaide defenders pounced upon it and tie it up just inside the 50-metre line. And gee, there must be about 25 players around the ball. So it's going to be Wren against Barnes. Barnes over the top. There's a Muriel ping pong here. Wren knocks it down. Tregenza off the ground. Scott should get there first and does. Well shepherded. Nest of Geelong players out there. A litter of Cats. Gary Hocking. Badly directed kick. And the mark is taken by Scott Lee. Lee from left half-back flank. Very experienced campaigner in the Crows colours. Another sellout here, by the way. Certainly had some great crowds here at Football Park. Hart goes across the ground. Mark Rashuto. Well, Hart gives it back. Statistician kept busy. Up towards the centre wing. Interesting ball to be won. picked up for Geelong down there by Darren Forsman.
Goes in short. McDermott should have punched. Taken by Neeld. Nicely done. About 65 metres from goal. Down towards Ablett. In front, Wren. And that could be the story of the night. Wren getting back to plug up the hole. In front of the leading Gary Ablett. Feigns a hand pass. Allowed to run on now to Maynard. Rashudo.
Geelong player down.
Bickley. Awkward half volley. Gets around Stoneham. Pulls it back towards the wing. Mansfield comes at it aggressively. Thumped it forward. Taken by Wren. Strong tackle got him down. Anderson got a boot to the ball. How did he do that? Not 10 metres certainly. McDermott now's in trouble. Back towards Anderson. Bairstow's got him. Lee nicely done. Releases Maynard. Probing kick down towards half forward Smart. That's an interesting matchup they've got there.
I don't like that matchup. They'll have to move Hocking. I think he might be too short to be playing on Smart.
It's been on since Smart took up his position. He goes for goal from 50 metres and gets it.
The Geelong player down behind play was Brownlow medalist Paul Couch. He was in the hands of the trainers for quite a while, but he's now okay.
I think, Peter, I would be putting Tim McGrath on Nigel Smart very quickly.
I saw him play against Footscray on the forward line, Bernie, and he did very well.
He did, and they tried him there also last week in the early stages of the game, but Steve Kernahan really cut Ben Hart to pieces, so they had to put Smart back to full back again.
Graham Corns, I guess, would like a team of Smarts, wouldn't he? Very, very useful player. A bit in the mould of, well, Terry Danaher, I think you could say. Scott out of the centre to half forward. Oh, that's a great mark for Maynard. Backing back, showed courage. Goes out wide. Bisker. Nice balk. Centering kick from him. Oh, Mark missed down there by Bone. Fregenza. Long kick. That'll be into the square. Could even be a score. In fact, it was touched right on the line by Ken Hinkley. And so Adelaide doing all the attacking in the first few minutes of the game. 1-1. Cats yet to score. Tim Darcy to kick in. Brings it to the grandstand side of Football Park. Oh, Barnes, I don't know whether the lights blinded him there. Totally misjudged that attempted mark. And on the bottom down there is Paul Lynch, number 43. So a bounce to take place just outside the 50-metre line for the Adelaide Crows. Wren with Barnes. Wren again. Doing well. McGuinness. Quick hand pass. Lee. Back to Rashuto. Long hand pass. Oh, gee, that was a very bad piece of football.
Well, the first option there was the best one, wasn't it, Pete? He was going to kick the ball.
He was. Changed his mind.
And then saw Bickley and went for the long hand pass. There's Darren Steele on the interchange bench for the Cats. And Spiro Malakalis with the job tonight on Tony McGuinness.
Wren and Barnes. Barnes got it down. Hocking was taken high and will get the free. Gary Hocking, left half back.
Poor tackle there.
Plays on. Well, that's aggressive. Across the ground, outnumbered is Darcy. They'll need to go now. Modra to Smart. 60 metres out from goal. Can he kick his second? Will it bounce on? Yes, it will.
Got to get the wheels in motion.
At your local BP shop, you'll find just about everything you need. So get your wheels in motion and get on down to BP on the double. Because right now, buy 2 of any product and you could win one of 800 fantastic mountain bikes. There'll be a winner at every BP shop. BP. Move.
So the Crows lead by 13 points. Great start for them. Aided by Geelong a little. And I think Malcolm Blight needs to look at Hocking down there on Smart. There's the other Hocking, Gary. We're talking about Stephen, who's caught in that mismatch.
See, the thing is, Bone is very tall too, and well, you can't swap Hocking onto him, Dennis, so you might have a few problems there in defence.
Barnes up early. Here's Bone. Thumping kick out wide. Lands in no man's land. Rowe leads in the race. Smart again at close quarters to Rowe, who backed off. He's 60 metres from goal. Centering kick. Pitches just in front of Robert, and he couldn't control it. Over the ball, Mansfield. Now Bone, but a whistle, and it will come back to Hinkley. It was interesting the way they set it up at the start. Smart stayed out of the forward line, camped on the wing, and they got the matchup they wanted. I think they sought out the defender. They wanted Smart on.
Oh.
Anderson stood his ground. That was courageous.
Yes, very good mark, and maybe a little bit fortunate there wasn't a 50-metre penalty there, because he was no chance of taking a mark there, John Barnes.
I was just about to ask you that, Bernie. That's a great mark to Robber, and he's got it just inside the line. Starting to show a bit of form after 12 months out of football.
He was very good early last week too against Carlton, until they put Michael Sexton onto him, and then he went out of the game, as did most of the Adelaide Crows.
But he's very mobile, can take a good mark, and usually is a pretty good kick. The angle might test him here. Not too much light between the posts. Distance shouldn't be a problem, and isn't, but it's a cross. And is it rushed through, or is it out of bounds? It's rushed through for one behind to Adelaide, who've done all the scoring so far. Nigel Smart, the star so far, with 2 goals, 2-2. The Crows total, and the Cats yet to open their account. And remembering what happened last year, it was a runaway win to Adelaide. Bone, good hand pass. McDermott, Fregenza, Modra. Oh, Darcy did well, but McGuinness is there. Loves kicking long goals, maybe just a little bit too far out on this occasion. Smart, was he being held? Not seen by the umpire. Bone, snapshot, bounces through. 3 goals to Adelaide. It's a blitz at the moment at Football Park. 3-2. Geelong yet to score.
Well, it was 97 points in round 23 last year. The Adelaide Crows victorious, of course, on that occasion here at Football Park. There's Tony McGuinness, the leading kick winner in the AFL, on his right boot on that occasion. A little bit of holding there by Steve Hocking on Nigel Smart. But it didn't matter anyway, because the big fella there, Randall Bone, finishing it off, a very good snap goal.
Back in the middle. The Crows lead by 20 points. Visca had it, then lost it. Wren's hand pass went to ground. Bickley stood up against the tide. Lee pokes it out towards the wing. McGrath goes up uncontested, claims the mark. So fast start by the Crows. Here's McGrath. Long kick inside the 50. In from the side, Stoner, but it's going to be a free kick, I think, to Ablett. Yes.
Shepherded out.
Here's the man that could get Geelong back into this.
They need to do more around the middle, though, don't they, Dennis? And that's where they fell down both sides last week. Very poor around midfield.
Ablett from 45 metres. Marvellous kick. Goal.
When life gives you an unlucky break, there's a bank that can help you out. A bank with mortgages so flexible, we can adjust payments if need be. Till you're back on your feet again. Which bank can adjust mortgage repayments? The Home Loan Bank.
649 career goals to Gary Ablett, 3-2 to 1 goal. And Cats finally opening their account. Bickley, a smothered kick. Stoneham a chance. McGuinness in there. So too is Scott Lee. And the umpire will bounce it just a little bit wide of the centre circle. Geelong shell-shocked in the opening minutes, with Nigel Smart kicking 2 goals and Bone snapping a beauty from the forward pocket.
They've made a change too.
Hinckley. Yes, Hinckley's the player. They moved that pretty smartly, so they needed to do that too, Dennis.
Out of the centre comes Liam Pickering. Kicks to half forward. Bouncing ball, which way will it go? Hart showed courage, had it and then lost it. Ablett, was he tripped up? Could have been a free. The umpire calls play on. Neal paddles it towards the boundary line, which is too close. Hart's there with him, and it will be thrown in 25 metres from the Geelong goal. 16 3/4 minutes left in the first term. Another capacity crowd at Football Park. They got their footy here. Vital game for the Crows and Geelong, 8th and 9th on the ladder, both having 24 points. Lee, Dow defender. Unspectacular, usually effective. McGrath started at North Melbourne, making his name as a key defender for the Cats. Pickering again. Close to the boundary line on the outer side. Ablett and Hart. Was that over the shoulder? Yes, it was.
Very briefly, wasn't it? The umpire in pretty good position to have a look at that one, though. And Gary Ablett doing the right thing, getting his big frame in front. Here we see it again. And in that attempt, just interfering there with Gary Ablett.
Technically correct, but not much in it.
Technically,
boys.
yeah,
Well,
technically correct.
I thought it was a kick. It stayed there a while. I think the umpire employed common sense initially and then decided it hung around a bit too long.
Yeah, I think the free kick was warranted.
Ablett has one goal, also from a free. Distance not a problem, but he has missed. A shake of the head tells the story. And Gary Ablett still to get his 650th. 1-1 his tally tonight.
So the margin 13 points. Ben Hart to the outer side. Visca into space. Whoops. There it is. Nicely done. Visca with some time now. Runs it out to half-back. Kicks to the centre. Bones in front. McGrath from behind. Almost the mark. Steve Hocking. Tough start to the game. And in trouble there. Couch. Now Barnes, awkward for Malakillis. Back comes Barnes, still got some time. Quick hand pass away. Couch has got it now. Forward of the wing. Paul Couch, the chip pass down towards left half forward and Stoneham. Running into space. A man is on down the ground. That's Neal. He ignores that. Pickering on a lead as well. But Stoneham will go for distance. Not a bad kick either. They'll contest a couple of metres out. Ran over the top, fisting it through for a minor score. So Geelong are 1-2 and the Crows are 3-2. Bear in mind the Cats are the best starters in the AFL this season. They averaged 39 points per first term. And last season they kicked 68 points in the first quarter against Adelaide at Cardinia Park in round 8. But so far tonight the Crows have been the fast starters and Geelong are trying to catch up. Here's Hart pumping it towards the outer side. Barnes from behind. It falls behind. This is Tudor. Hurried kick back inside the 50. Despairing lunge down there by Rouvray. This is Lee. Tries to clear the zone. Does so effectively. Now Maynard. The durable Maynard goes off the ground towards the wing. Here's Tudor, who covered some ground. Works it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in.
Throw-in on centre wing. 14 minutes remaining in the term. Yes, you mentioned Geelong good starters, just as well they have been, because they haven't been good finishers. Stats in recent matches would have us believe. 8 goals in front of Fitzroy at half-time, winning by 7 points. McGuinness.
Oh, he only had to stand up there, didn't he, Bone?
He did, and he didn't. Darcy with the hand pass. Hocking, you'll have to be quick. And finally gets away the hand pass to Scott. Scott on the boundary line, left half-back thanks. Centering kick from him. Good mark to Barnes, off to Couch. He got a pretty heavy knock in the first couple of minutes of the game. Neal takes the mark in front of Prosciutto at half forward, or short of that position. Good long kick. Ablett ducking back. Hart's there with him. Oh, great mark.
Yeah, the one-hander there by Gary Ablett. And Ben Hart with a couple of horror weeks, really. He lined up on Kernahan, as I said last week. And now this week on the magician, Gary Ablett. He uses the body so well.
Well, Ben Hart has done the job on quite a few top players. So Ablett for his 650th league goal. Similar to the position he missed from before, and I think he may have missed again. One behind. So the Ablett tally so far tonight is 1 goal, 2. And 63 for the season. 3 goals, 2. Adelaide lead. Kick out. Grandstand side. 3 quick goals to Adelaide. Put them in a pretty good position. Smart was starring at half forward. McGuinness gets the hand pass away. Anderson, who was met heavily before in a marking contest, he seems to have recovered okay as well. And that's a strong mark taken by Hinkley at half-back.
Centering kick. This is Pickering. At centre half-back. Right across the ground. Here's Tudor in space. Where will he go? Nothing much on offer. He goes for distance. It's well wide, though. Great attempt at the mark by Hocking. Not paid. This is Hart. The hand pass over the top, well directed. Rouvray with some time, up from the back pocket. High kick towards the wing. Robran did well, knocked it to the ground. Bickley tried to soccer it forward. This is Steve Hocking in the grasp, taken by Lee to McDermott. And now the run of Bickley. So often we see that. Kicks inside the 50. Modra up in front. Darcy did well. Now behind Hinkley. With him is Smart, who's already got 2 goals. Close to the boundary line. Smart, it was on the line. Oh, and he was met very solidly.
He'll get
and is going to get a free kick.
Yeah, not much doubt about that one. Very crude there from Tim McGrath. And Nigel Smart Proving a real handful here in this first term. Just kept the ball in play.
The laces were in, Bernie.
They were.
The paint was out.
Tim McGrath, and maybe Smart making it look a little worse than it was in the end.
Nigel Smart, who did so well against Footscray on this ground just a couple of weeks back. Again, going very well on the forward line. That's a marvellous attempt from there.
What is this glamorous, powerful woman hiding?
She was in 4 different foster homes.
There's something a little strange. She didn't have any clothes on.
Why were 3 orphan girls torn apart?
The mother was killed.
How can a dying millionaire atone for the past?
I want you to find them for me.
As a clever detective unravels the truth.
I've told you I'm not the woman you're looking for.
You will be shocked.
But you did kill them both.
Then shocked again. Jacqueline Smith, Perry King, Colleen Dewhurst in Danielle Steele's Kaleidoscope. 8:30 Monday on 7.
Nigel Smart, 3 goals for the quarter, 4-2. Tremendous start by the Crows. 26 plays 9. Just over 11 minutes left in the term. Through the legs of McGuinness. I think we'll see another bounce here. We will. After Geelong had made about 3 metres towards goal. Still just the one, kicked by Gary Ablett, who has 1 goal 2 against his name. Not too much on offer on the Geelong forward line so far. Lip tack slung. It's going to be a Geelong free kick. McGrath from Hocking. And Hooper is going to take it. Gives it to Gary Hocking at midfield. Ablett from behind. Didn't really get a run at the ball. McDermott, good hand pass. Hart. Kicks from a standing start up towards the wing position. A free kick.
Well, I thought it was just blocking, wasn't it, Dennis? Did you think that?
Yeah, no free kick.
Hooper on the ground replacing Barnes, as he did last week with the ruckman. Used just short stints with the 2 ruckmen.
Stephen Rowe to half forward. Smart again. BOG at the moment. Held perhaps too long in the tackle.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The ball spilled to the ground from Hocking's tackle, but then he held on too long.
Looking for Modra and gets him.
Ooh. Well, and a little bit severe there from Gary Hocking. A little bit severe.
You'd have to ask the question, could he have gotten out of the road? We'll find out when we look at the replay, but Modra has the mark. Let's see, where's Hocking coming in now?
Yeah, well, pretty hard to convict on that, I'd say.
Perhaps not as much in it as we thought earlier. Modra has the mark. A chance for the 5th goal to the Crows this quarter. He's kicked 68 so far for the season. His accuracy is pretty good because 68-26 stacks up well. 45 out. And off the side of the boot a bit, Bernie.
Yeah, it's not that time. Actually, his accuracy against Footscray wasn't all that good here a couple of weeks ago. He did end up with 7, but I think he kicked 7-5 that day. And about 3 of those goals coming in the last quarter. But early he missed a lot of similar shots to that.
Darcy kicks in, 10 minutes left in the term.
High kick towards half back. Robran, big leap, not a mark. This is Lee inside the centre square. Back towards full forward. Collision coming up. Bickley and Modra is down and hurt. You can see that developing. Mansfield goes down. There's going to be a free kick. The umpire goes across and it's an Adelaide ball. Modra is up. Now watch this.
Yes, well, Bickley always comes back with tremendous courage. I would think just probably slightly winded there, Tony Modra. I think he'd be okay. Yes, he's up and running. No problems.
And Bickley's gone on to get a free kick. Absolutely fearless. And Modra going back thinking it's a good thing Bickley doesn't play for them. Bickley, meantime, kicks it behind. So Modra seems to be okay, as Pete was saying. 68 goals for this season. He looks destined to become the first Crow to kick 100 career goals. 89 as we speak. Hauls this year twice at 10. Richmond in round 1, North Melbourne in round 8. Kick in comes towards the grandstand side. Lip tack to Wren. He read that very well. Rasciuto. Long probing kick. Robran from behind. Big leap down there from Mansfield. This is Darcy. Did well. Although Bickley against the flow. Chance to bounce another one through. Just misses to the left-hand side. One of the defenders in the AFL, Mark Bickley. Now Darcy.
Bickley picking up Bairstow today too, or this evening, Dennis. So that's should be a great duel, that one.
Darcy, long kick towards the outer side. Hooper in front. Good mark. Wants to play on. No subtlety in that. Gary Hocking's got it. More subtlety in that. Nicely done, but eventually pays the price. Very careless again and a little casual. Neil threw it, certainly. No free kick. Steve Hocking. Forsman is there. Hacked out of mid-air, but in the meantime, Forsman has been penalised.
Well, that's just the benefit of persisting there, shown there by the Adelaide Crows. They just kept on applying tackles and in the end won the free kick.
Bisca kicks to the pocket. Oh, Robert, that would have been a real specky. It was pretty close to the boundary. Would have been a difficult kick. Ball hacked out of defence by Darcy up towards the boundary line, close to centre wing. So the Cats under plenty of pressure in the first quarter. They've been under siege almost.
Robin there, Pete, I think made it a little bit more difficult than it was because he was, in the end, he was by himself.
4-5 to 1-3. 8 minutes left in the quarter.
Did you get it?
Wren did well. Anderson tackled by Gary Hocking. Couches there. Quick kick. Didn't get it very far. Neil. Bairstow off the edge of the square. Forward line's pretty open. Ablett on a lead and marks.
What a kick.
Beautifully weighted and placed. Ablett decides to play on. He's hooked it a little bit. It'll be only one behind. So 1-3. The tally for the quarter for the great man himself. 4-5 to 1-4. 19 points the difference. Hart kicks in. Rasciuto marks in the back pocket or just up from it. Gets plenty of distance with his kick. Wren up high with Hooper. Flips the ball out the front of the pack. Plenty of Crows there. Bone gives it to Anderson. Speedy as usual. Modra on a lead. Strong mark.
Yes, he's very strong out in front of his body, isn't he, Tony Modra?
Very much like
always looked on. Always looked on. There's Greg Anderson making the lead, and I think he'll get it too.
More ways than one.
He's really got it. He just held on to it a little bit too long there, Tony Modra. Greg Anderson making good position. A couple of Geelong defenders saw him going there, namely Hinkley and Steve Hocking, as we have a look at Tony Modra's very strong mark out in front of Tim Darcy.
Great mark.
A wonderful build-up there by the Adelaide Crows.
Anderson has been met heavily twice in marking contests. Very durable and a very good kick for goal.
A dozen TV dramas have come and gone in the decade since a country practice first found a place in the hearts and homes of Australia.
Shall I do that again?
Today it's as good as ever, like Simon Denny and Frankie J. Holden in the deeply moving story of a father.
I've just got a couple of years to live. 3 for 5.
And the son he never really knew.
Got nothing more to say to each other.
You're wrong.
Magnificent locations, involving stories, a wonderful cast. Devondale presents A Country Practice, Monday night on 7.
It's the Crows by 25 points. The ball worked down towards the half-forward line for the Cats. Leaves in the road, though. Tregenza through the middle, boots it down towards half-forward. It's behind Hocking, who wasn't watching the ball. Steve Hocking. Modra, well, he was watching the ball and still couldn't find it. Steve Hocking has been tackled a lot tonight. This is Darcy. The tackling very effective from Adelaide so far. McGrath goes across the ground. Now they can build from the back here. Gary Hocking's got the ball. Again, it's 2-on-1 on the other side. Tregenza up with Tudor. Tregenza leads back. Support coming from all directions. Visca's got it. Over the top to Lee. They're making some bad decisions, Geelong, at the moment. The kick down towards half-forward. Robrin was there. It was fisted away, and it runs out of bounds.
Probably, I would say, Dennis, switching play with too much regularity at the moment. They're forgetting the safety factor that they must employ. Because if it's 2-on-1 as it has been on a couple of occasions on the outer side of the ground, Adelaide are winning out on every occasion.
It used to be the unexpected, now it's almost the expected. Hocking was taken high. Now McGuinness running towards goal. Little check side required. Whoa! The master of indecision. It's gone out of bounds in the pocket. He doesn't make too many mistakes, Tony McGuinness, but that was a clanger.
He could have got it over the top.
Will I, won't I? Yes, I will, no.
Have a look at this again. Tony McGuinness, yes, I'm going. No, I won't. And Tim Darcy. Well done, Tim Darcy, to smother that.
Out of bounds. On the full? No. Just inside. So boundary throw in. Right forward pocket for the Crows.
When the defender does nothing, it's the most confusing time of all, isn't it? He just stood there, Darcy.
Yeah. Robrin at the back taps it down. Malakalis well tackled, going nowhere, and a bounce 25 metres out from the Adelaide goal. 4.5 minutes left in the terms. Been a good one for the Crows. Nigel Smart, the star. And that could be too high on Rowe. The Adelaide crowd certainly thought so. The umpire didn't, and that's what counts. Bairstow kicks up towards half forward. Ball fisted back to Bickley. Opportunity for Bone to pick it up. He was nearly tripped. Hocking, that's Stephen Hocking. Malakalis goes down to the tackle. Oh, Neil held it for a fortnight. That's holding the ball, is it not?
Held in. Good decision by the umpire. The Adelaide crowd not too happy with it, but a correct decision. He was tackled immediately. He took possession of that ball there. Mark Neal had no opportunity.
True enough. Couldn't even drop it onto his boot.
Good decision.
Smart does the ruck work. He's in everything up that end of the ground. Flipped out the back. In fact, that's the operative word, says Rowan Saws. It's going to be a free kick for a throw, the old Crow throw. And Neil will take the free kick in the last line of defence. Well, Geelong have got to try to get something happening soon. A goal before quarter time would be handy. Hinkley's kick up to centre wing. Off hands, out of bounds, throw in next to the interchange area.
There's another match up there. McDermott playing on Paul Couch.
Couch hasn't done too much in the opening term.
He's been very quiet.
Hooper. It's going to be a free kick going Geelong's way this time. Adelaide's way. And Wren will be the recipient. 3 minutes before quarter time. And a nice punch away there by Darcy. Succeeds in getting the ball out of bounds in Adelaide's right forward pocket.
5-5 to 1-4. We await the throw in. Kneeled in front. Robin from behind, hooks it behind. Bairstow will have to work here. Bickley did well, as did Scott. Now Smart, who's been a star, back to goal, feeds it off Tregenza. No one wants him. Now Tudor does. Smart set a task. He's surrounded. Down goes Scott. Hinkley copped the boot on the way over. The bootlace is undone and the umpire wants the footy. So bounce about 35 metres out from Adelaide's attacking goal. Margin 25 points. Robin and Neald, one down by the latter. Bickley on top of Hocking.
He's a real terrier. Real terrier, isn't he, Mark Bickley? Had about 43 possessions here against Footscray a couple of weeks ago. For a best on the ground performance.
When they talk about the hard ball, that's a hard ball, isn't it? Gary Hocking and Mark Bickley. There's Bickley. He's everywhere. That's close. It's good. To 1-4 approaching quarter time.
Well, they've had 2 tries before that, Mark Bickley. Only registering 2 behinds, but on that occasion, as we see this in replay, the quick snap on this occasion, he is a magnificent footballer. Just absolutely a courageous player, Mark Bickley, in everything and being used in a different role the last 4 or 5 weeks as an on-baller.
1 3/4 minutes before quarter time. The bell will be welcome, I think, for Geelong to give them a chance to regroup. Tregenza going for you beautifully. Liptak applies the Shepherd. He gets clear. He could just about kick one from there. He won't. Stephen Hocking, Smart, an attempted smother. Hocking does well. Kicks up towards midfield. Rasciuto punches clear. Gets it to Anderson, who copped one high. Couch has got him. Well, nearly. And a badly directed kick, and Stephen Hocking takes the mark at centre half back. Got McGrath on offer, could go out wide. McGrath on his own. In fact, he's seen him. A couple of players there, actually. Darcy. McGrath does the shepherding. And Darcy over the top to Scott, who's also been quiet in the first term. Scott from right centre wing. Couch the target. McDermott nearly had it. McDermott has it. Good use of the body. And gee, the Adelaide players combining well in defence. Only player down there that's really had a sniff on the forward line is Gary Ablett.
Good stuff.
Who goes over the mark.
He did well to hold up Hart, though.
Hart's got the kick as the clock ticks down. 44 seconds left before the break. Can Adelaide get another score? Smart in from behind.
Oh, come on. Ken Hinkley.
Is that kicking in danger, Bernie?
Sure, I tell you what, it looked very dangerous.
Unduly rough play. It comes
very
under that
dangerous
heading.
Indeed. The umpire letting it go.
So a bounce just off the edge of the square. Hooper does well. Pickering. Quick kick. Or Stoneham. Gee, doesn't often drop those. So the Cats certainly under pressure now. This is Scott Lee. Smart in front. Can't take the mark this time. Pickering gets sandwiched. Smart again. Tries to get it to McGuinness. Finally it's Scott. He's taken down by McGuinness. There's the siren for quarter time. Good effort, good quarter by the Crows. They kicked 6 goals, 5, and Nigel Smart has 3 of those. Geelong 1 goal, 4. The Cats trailing by 31 points.
The name of the game is Australian.
Let's go down to the boundary, Max Stevens.
Well, Peter, Malcolm Blight for Geelong concerned about the opportunities the Cats had and the opportunities that went missing. Blight very worried about Adelaide's domination in most areas. Geelong very quiet. I found that strange at the quarter-time break, not pushing each other, not boosting, and Blight making his point very quietly and very confidently, though I must add that. Graham Corns, well, he would have to be extremely happy with the way the Adelaide Crows opened, and also Nigel Smart, a big rap for him.
Thank you, Max. 31 points the difference at the start of the second quarter. Geelong going to the right. Couch, one of the players that the Cats must get more out of, the Brownlow medalist. Stoneham out position at a fine mark.
Courageous mark there from Maynard.
Scott Lee. Hart gives it back to Lee. Again, bothering the statisticians more than anybody else. Hart's kick up towards centre wing. Hinkley fisted away. Scott, who was particularly quiet in the first quarter. Couch brings it back, and Barnes just couldn't take it. Tregenza. Plenty of Geelong players there. 3 at the fall of the ball. This is Bairstow. On to Tim McGrath. Marking contest on centre wing. It's going to be a free kick.
Yeah, Mansfield slinging Rashudo out of that contest.
Rashudo to take the free. Just outside the square. Modra on a lead. Doesn't miss those.
He's totally committed, isn't he, when he's on those leads, Tony Modra?
Destined to be one of the great full forwards, and certainly this year the AFL's leading goal kicker with marks like that. That's coming around, it's coming back, not far enough. Might be a mark in the square, not paid. Hocking, Bairstow. Geelong are going to get clear. Wren too tall, much better judgment, and gives it away to Tregenza.
Tregenza down towards half forward. McGuinness in front. 5th possession, McGuinness. Bickley so busy. 60 metres out from goal, down towards full forward.
Free kick.
Should have been. Rowe in the square. Bone.
His second.
Wow. Found himself free. A Bone without a cap.
Yes, Dennis.
7-5 to 1-4.
Actually, just looking at this in replay, my first instinct was this was a free kick against Robin as he puts the boot right. It had to be a free kick, didn't it?
Yep.
He put the boot and pushed, I think it was Robert Scott out of the contest, and I don't think Robin even touched the ball.
So back in the middle, Wren doing very nicely. McDermott, this is too easy. Bickley again, high floater down towards half forward. Scott going back with courage, missed the ball though. Now Stephen Hocking across half back, swings it towards the outer side wing. Wren! What a mark! Beauty! Anderson, away he goes. Liptak, left half forward. Is this the side that lost last week? Modra on the lead. He's got the ball 40 metres from goal.
Well, you wouldn't recognise them, would you? After last week, Carlton against Carlton, they were absolutely hopeless. You wouldn't have given 20 cents for either of these sides last week, Dennis. Geelong pathetic in that second half against Fitzroy.
Well, the Crows breathtaking at the moment. Wren, terrific mark. Quick hand pass as he came down, and now Modra to kick it goal. He misses to the near side, so the margin is out to 38 points.
As Barnes comes off for Geelong, and big Stephen Hooper back on to do the ruck work.
So what can Geelong come up with? Not too much at the moment. Not too many winners on the ground. And Wren going for another big specky. Didn't quite drag that one down. Still on Adelaide's forward line though. Tudor applies a block, but not good enough. Tregenza, a hand pass. McDermott. Darcy did well to get it away from Modra. Hinkley. A quick kick out of defence to the 50-metre line. Couch, was he taken high? No, says the umpire. Couch applying the tackle. And finally it comes to Wren. They can do no wrong. Bone. Can't take the mark. Kneeled. Looks for the boundary line. Won't quite get there. And Tudor will succeed that it does go over the line finally. 50 metres from goal. And I think he used the word or phrase yesterday, putting on a clinic, Dennis. Well, it's almost that stage already here, isn't it?
It started early.
It was after half-time in the Richmond down at Princes Park. they were overrun after half-time.
Free kick awarded to Geelong against Nigel Smart, caught in possession.
Gary Hocking to take the free. Kick is to centre wing. No mark taken. McDermott goes down. Kick is by Mansfield to half forward. Very close to out of bounds. Cats trying to lift themselves after trailing by 31 points at the change. And still finding goals hard to get. Boundary throw in at their right half forward flank. Wren in front.
No free kick.
Hocking goes down.
No free kick. Quite amazing there, Peter, isn't it? You know, you see such free kicks award, for such trivial incidents, and yet that's let go.
Hocking runs one way, kicks another. Two Adelaide players are there. Biscoe was in front, should have been his. Little bit of talking would have been okay. Rouvray. Bairstow. Snap by him is out of bounds, I think. Yes, and out of bounds on the full, so it will be a free kick going Adelaide's way. To be taken by Hart. Yes, Hart has the football, and he'll kick in from the left back pocket.
Hugs the boundary with a kick. Wren got hands to it, couldn't hang on. McGuinness takes it out of bounds. So a throw in right on the 50. Geelong attacking, but in trouble. 7-6 to 1-4. Sellout crowd. Beautiful night for footy. If not a little bit cool. Forecast minimum 4 degrees.
That's a free.
Bairstow caught one. That should be a free. He was down over the ball.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're dangerous.
There's the umpire right on the spot there to award that free kick. Just have a look at this in replay. And that is dangerous. The free kick there awarded against Visca.
So Mark Bairstow, his 9th possession. From 53 metres out, not a good kick. It'll fall in short, but Lux favouring the Cats that time. Stoneham in front on his chest.
Yes, that often can happen. Bairstow going for the torpedo punt. It just really wobbled off his boot. And Stoneham chipping in front. He took the easy chest mark.
Best and fairest in 1990. Kicks the goal.
When life gives you an unlucky break, there's a bank that can help you out. A bank with mortgages so flexible, we can adjust payments if need be. Till you're back on your feet again. Which bank can adjust mortgage repayments? The Home Loan Bank.
Ablett and Stoneham, the goal kickers for Geelong. McGuinness. It's about as far as it's going, though. Ken Hinkley takes the mark at half-back. Short to Hooper. Hooper goes for distance with his kick down towards half forward. Now Bairstow looks for a free kick against Visca again. Not paid that time. Pickering couldn't find it. Man who can find it, though, is Chris McDermott. It's out of bounds. Geelong's right forward pocket. Cats with only 2 goals on the board so far, after Adelaide blitzed them in the first quarter. Opportunity here to get another one. Wren in front. Gee, could have almost got a free kick for being held. Pickering, a high kick, barely travels the required distance for a mark. Wren, his confidence is boosted after that specky he took before. Pickering again with the chance, tries to get through some pretty heavy traffic. Scott, snapshot is off target and is out of bounds. Bounces out of bounds, and so a throw-in will take place right next to the behind post, still in Geelong's right forward pocket. The Cats trailing 7-6 to 2-4, 48 playing 16, after the difference at quarter time was 31 points. Hooper and Wren in front. Oh, well done by the big fella. He's having a good night. McDermott and Couch. It's going to be a free to McDermott. He was being held, says the umpire, and Chris McDermott to take the free kick right on his own defensive 50-metre line. The kick to centre wing. Maynard counted into by Forsman. Geelong through Mellicallis. Can they finally build something here? Mellicallis gets it back after that scrimmage. Beautiful smother though by Tregenza. Excellent stuff. The Crows certainly pumped up tonight here at Football Park. Paul Lynch Kicks Geelong down towards, well, guess who it is again? Wren. He's certainly having a great night, Dennis.
No doubt about that. Prosciutto around the outer side. This is Anderson. High kick down towards centre half forward. In front Bone, it falls behind. Hinkley is doing pretty well now on Smart. Knocked it about 30 metres. The hand pass came from Tudor. Forsman. Couch was upended. This is Pickering. Nicely done. The look away hand pass. Scott confronted over the top. Bairstow about 51 metres up. Sets it up now for Ablett. From behind, it's fisted away. Taken by Maynard. Anderson, a runner outside. He ignores that. Kicks it back towards half-back. Well, that's interesting. It was a strong tackle on Lynch. Prosciutto goes again. Lynch slaps it out. Knocked on by Lee. Stoneham tried to soccer and missed. Taken by Hart. Gets it to Lee. Kept his head very nicely. McGuinness, he's at right half-back. Goes with the right foot around the outer side. McGrath, better judgment. Aided by a height advantage. So McGrath back towards half forward for North. Getting more of the ball now, but Wren again.
Mark number 5 to Sean Wren. Coming in for possession or disposal, number 13.
Marvellous young player. Rouvray comes up towards the middle. Kicks towards half forward. Taken by Smart. Back to goal. Needs support. Nothing much on offer. He bought himself some time. This is Bone. Nigel Smart doing so well, setting it up early. He's kicked 3 goals. Bone alongside the centre circle. Great kick into space. Modra comes on the lead and marks about 45 metres from goal. Well, the delivery has been very good tonight to this Smart leading full forward. His delivery to McGuinness, not that good. He's got the half volley in the pocket, confronted, gets the kick away. It's all Geelong. A good tumbling mark is taken by Pickering.
Courageous grab. Hooper in front and takes the mark. Too tall for Tregenza. Distinct height advantage there. Barnes waiting to come back on, so maybe Hooper will come off after he has this kick. Gets plenty of distance with it. Stoneham was the target, couldn't take it. Rowe, well tackled by Couch. Ball spills free. Malakalis and Tudor. A pile driver, that one.
Big Sean Wren. Well, he couldn't do much about it. All of a sudden he was confronted by Spiro. Yes, Hooper off the ground, Barnes back on. But
short pass, short really the operative word. Pickering only about 10 to 12 metres further up the field. That's not a long kick either. Well weighted though for Ablett. Ablett takes the mark 35 to 40 metres out directly in front. He's kicked 1 goal 3 so far tonight, the champ. Full forwards, well, they haven't had a great influence on it. Modra's taken a few marks.
You shouldn't have any problems with the distance, Peter. He'll be kicking from probably just inside the 50-metre. No, there's a 50-metre penalty. In fact, he'll have this kick from right on the goal line.
Well, this will give him his 650th career goal. Rowan Saw is indicating where the mark is. Dennis, did you see it? Because I was watching Ablett.
No idea. No idea, Pete.
No, I don't know what the infringement was for either, Peter.
Must have been whistling him back, surely.
Ablett kicks the goal. He's kicked it right out of the stadium.
Gotta get the wheels in motion.
At your local BP shop, you'll find just about everything you need. So get your wheels in motion and get on down to BP on the double. Because right now, buy 2 of any product and you could win one of 800 fantastic mountain bikes. There'll be a winner at every BP shop. BP, on the move.
You get the feeling momentum has shifted just a little bit here. Geelong doing the bulk of the attacking now. Scott with the run of the ball couldn't control it. Now he picks it up. Nicely done, Robert Scott. Lays it into the path of Couch. Back it comes. Scott again to Bairstow. 55 metres out once more in the Ablett direction. Appear to be held. Play on is the call. Still it's Ablett surrounded by defenders.
I'll tell you what, Dennis, Hart did very well in those circumstances. Geelong moving the ball down very quickly into the forward line. And for a change, using direct football, they've been going all over the place.
Couch, Scott and Bairstow have lifted, haven't they?
They have.
7-6 to 3-4 then. Barnes gets it down. That's Pickering. It's rather ambitious to try and get through there. And we've got a ball up about 20 metres out from the Cats' attacking goal. Another one here. And that would bring them to within 20 points. Wren has other ideas. Here's Scott again. who was involved in the initial build-up. He puts it out of bounds on the full in the left full forward pocket. Rouvray to take the resultant free. Rouvray, wasting no time, goes for length around the outer side. Going back, Bairstow got a hand to it. Bickley controlled it brilliantly. McGuinness, the clip over the top. Lip tack. McDermott storming around the outer side, but the kick is not good. And Hickley.
He reads it well, doesn't he, Ken Hickley?
Yes, he's closed Smart down since that initial outburst. Kick around the outer side. Stoneham up in front. This is Pickering. Gets the kick off despite the tackle. It bounces down inside the 50. Wren to Lee. Now an opportunity for Rouvray. Stumbles, loses the ball. Now he's in trouble, Rouvray. Gets the hand pass out to Mark Bickley. Well played. Now McGuinness, forward of half-back, pulls it back. Visca. Bickley is storming past. He's fed the ball now. Bickley running down towards half-forward. Too far out to score. Goes looking for Modra. Up in front, couldn't mark. Steve Hocking's got it and gets it across to Hinckley.
Who's been good in the second quarter. Can play either end of the ground and he's doing well. Anderson, he runs into a teammate. Back to Maynard. McDermott, quick kick. Smart, who's already kicked 3 goals. What will he do here? Unselfish play. Beautifully done to Bickley, who's already kicked a beautiful snap goal at the other end. And so Bickley, if he gets it, he'll get the goal, but you'd have to have a look at the assist from Smart. It was instrumental in getting the ball to him, Bernie.
Oh, he's a very exciting player, Nigel Smart. An All-Australian in 1991 as a defender. And now playing in that key forward position, centre-half forward, where his agility and mobility really come into play.
Bickley for his second goal. And to steady the Adelaide ship. The goal umpire doesn't move. To goal.
Enjoy warm, relaxing comfort throughout your home all winter long with Vulcan Powerhouse. Turn it on today and save big money on your heating bills this winter. Put your business in touch with Australia's leading companies. Phone during business hours and subscribe to the Telecom National Business Directory, the easiest answer for business-to-business communication.
2 goals to Bickley, 2 to Bone and 3 to Nigel Smart for Adelaide. Geelong needs something. And again quickly, Stoneham paddles the ball further forward. Rouvray overruns it. Now he gets a chance, dives on it, comes up with a footy.
Free kick there.
Visca and Hocking.
A crude tackle there.
And Forsman coming off the ground.
Being replaced by Darren Steele.
So Rouvray gets it from Visca. Got it to Rasciuto. Not really too much gain, except retaining possession. And that will be a free kick going Barry Stoneham's way. Kick is to half forward. Crows have the numbers. There's a whistle. It's going to be a Crows free kick.
A soft one too, Pete, because Sean Wren was backing back and John Barnes just holding his ground there.
And Bickley was off, but he does get it to McDermott.
McDermott, forward of half-back. Goes out towards right half forward. Anderson, good running mark. Comes back on his left side now. Long down towards full forward. Neild and Rodram fisted away by the defender. Out of bounds in the right full forward pocket.
And Neild doing quite a good job there too, because Matthew Rodram has only had 1 kick and 1 hand pass. And only had the 1 mark for the evening.
8-6 to 3-4. And that same pair doing the ruck work. Over the top is Smart. Bairstow in desperate trouble, gets the hand pass away eventually. Smart again working hard after the ball. Bickley and Smart, what a combination. Bickley onto the boot quickly. In trouble down there is Hocking. It falls at his feet, taken by Hinckley. Surrounded, gets it off. Malik Keller stumps it on. It's in open space now. Who'll be the first to arrive? Who wants it most? Lee does. 40 metres out. Scott Lee, goal!
Great goal. Goal of the night.
Inspirational stuff. It was a 50-50 ball. Lee went at it hard and got the result.
Yes, well, he deserved that, didn't he? He was totally committed here, as we see Geelong in all sorts of trouble because of the pressure that's being applied by the Adelaide Crows forward line. Real dash there from Scotty Lee. And, of course, he had about 3 years with Hawthorn. Tried out there, he was rejected by Hawthorn, came over here to Adelaide and has done very well.
Terrific goal by Scott Lee. Won't see too many better than that tonight. Hocking to McGrath. It's Gary Hocking. And again, Adelaide. Here he is. Scott Lee at the other end of the ground, where we are used to seeing him in defence. Anderson. Back to Rashuto. Rashuto right on the boundary line at right half back. Not a juggle this time.
Two hands there needed, Pete.
Yes. Hard to take that way. McGrath will take the free kick.
It was Bone, the player, going at that with one hand.
He's kicked a couple of goals tonight, Randall Bone. Rouvray in front. No mark taken. Pickering barges his way through. Doesn't come up with a football. Good endeavour. Ball finally kicked out of the pack. Bairstow, that wasn't 10 metres, so no mark paid. And it will be about 45 metres out from the Geelong goal. And Mark Bairstow looking longingly at the umpire, hoping for a kick. None was there. Under 8 minutes left in the half. Hooper just pushes Bone a little bit. Now Tudor with a chance. Quick snapshot towards goal. Ablett watches it sail over his head. Through for a goal.
I wanted to hire the finest long-distance marksman in the world.
From the maker of Lonesome Dove and the Man from Snowy River. From the star of An Innocent Man, Tom Selleck. Pretty Woman's Laura San Giacomo. Robin Hood's Alan Rickman. Big Steel's Ben Mendelsohn. Comes one of the biggest motion pictures ever made in Australia. A woman's love for an Aboriginal child.
Sure look pretty in the morning sun.
A man's uncanny skill with a gun. The premiere of Quigley Down Under, tonight 8:30 on 7.
Margin 32 points. There's the time remaining till half-time. Gary Hocking with the ball in front of him, working it out towards left centre wing. Anderson brings him to ground. Play goes on. This is Couch, who's getting busy now. Hooks it down towards half-forward. Awkward bouncing ball. Maynard couldn't control it. Goes back after it. Visca goes down. Rashuto applies a tackle on Steele, and the umpire will ball it up. Rashuto's been very good tonight. 11 possessions so far. Only a youngster. Whoops, the umpire does a bit of shepherding. Hooper's got the ball as a result. Feeds it off to Steele. Steele from 60 metres out, his centering kick. Ablett and Hart. Hart with the pace on the ground. Tracks it back towards the pocket. Very nimble.
Oh, he could have got it over the top to Trugenza.
Ablett smothered. Now Hart's got a problem. And again. Well, it's a practice drill, obviously. Back comes Ablett. Enough of that messing around. After the ball, he goes. Rashuto's over the ball. Pickering tackles him. Good work by Geelong. Initially Ablett, and then Tudor to smother the defensive kicks of Hart. Here's a bounce in the pocket. Wren decisively down, but Geelong have got the numbers around the ball. McGuinness at the base of that, and a whistle. And we'll have yet another bounce.
It's a great play there by Hart. He just needed to get the handball over the top, though. Trugenza was by himself.
One down by Hooper. Visca slickly away. Bickley. Rashuto probing kick towards the middle. That was interesting. Bone got tangled out there with McGrath. Eventually picking the ball up is Hocking. Tackled. Hinkley, a master of that tonight. Great courage shown by Maynard. Strong tackle there by Lynch, got him down.
It was, wasn't it? Terrific stuff by Maynard. And that's never in doubt with that player, Rodney Maynard, playing at centre-half back tonight on Barry Stoneham. And of course, Maynard has played in every game that the Crows have played since the inception.
Don't they play with commitment here at Football Park? It's quite remarkable. They're just so fluent. They move the ball so well. Tudor spins out of trouble, swings it out wide. Now it's a foot race out towards the boundary. This ball will stay in. So Rouvray, a little bit of a problem here, works it towards the boundary and gets it out. So we've got a throw in at right half forward for the Cats. 9-6 to 4-4. And Powell. This is Matthew Powell on the ground, making his debut tonight, replacing Matthew Liptak. Steele, a high kick down towards full forward. Lee out of bounds, I think, on the full. It was.
I think the push in the back's been paid, is it? Yes, against Gary Ablett.
Was out on the full.
It was out on the full, but well spotted there. A very experienced umpire, Rowan Saws, awarding that free kick. And I tell you what, there's not too many better umpires in the competition than Rowan Saws.
Free kick was taken by Scott Lee. Gets it to Rouvray. Didn't gain anything from that, really. Good kick by Rouvray. Maynard got two hands to it, flipped out by Smart, tried to find McGuinness. He's got Anderson anyway. Excellent hand pass. Bickley. Here they come once more, the Crows. McGuinness, long kick down towards Maynard, who marks it left half forward.
Great skill shown by the Crows.
Well, Well, they do find another leg here. 79-point losers at Prince's Park. You wouldn't know it was the same side. Modra. And then Rowe cannoned into him. Bone gives it to the youngster that just came on in Matthew Powell. And that's out of bounds. So it's going to be a Geelong free kick. Ken Hinkley will be the recipient of it. Under 4 minutes left in the half. Stephen Rowe stands the mark. Tremendous crowd here tonight to see this game. Crows have won 3 of their last 5. Stoneham off the top of the pack. Oh, courage needed there. Lee, who kicked a beautiful goal earlier. Great skills down towards half forward. Bickley. McGuinness. Centering kick from him, trying to find Robert, who overruns the ball. So too Malakalis putting his body in. Oh, gee, is that deliberate? Darcy taking it out, but I tell you what, he's not penalised. Be very lucky, wouldn't he?
He was out of bounds before he punched it, wasn't
he? Maybe.
May have been very close. Here we see it again in replay. Yeah, well, I think you're right, Pete.
Very, very lucky. Hinkley once more done a good job since he was moved on to Smart, who kicked 3 goals in the first quarter. Pickering down towards half forward, long kick. Sometimes the lights can play tricks, the ball becoming hard to mark, as was the case then. Tregenza, McDermott, good hand pass. Rashuto back to Tregenza. Gary Hocking puts the body in well, gets beaten for it though. Tregenza tries to spin out with a blind turn. Good tackle by Tudor. Gary Hocking in turn tried to flip it out the hooper, but Anderson was there. Bone, if he can pick it up, it'll be like a piece of soap. Getting pretty slippery down there at the moment with the Duke. Tregenza just about threw it out to Smart. Long kick by Smart. And it goes through for a minor score to Nigel Smart. So 3 goals, 1 is tally for the evening. 9-7 to 4-4.
Nigel Smart, so good on the forward line so far. Although Hinkley is working his way back into the contest as Darcy boots it in. 9-7 to 4-4, and a strong mark is held by Wren, dominating the air.
It's his 6th mark, Dennis. He's had 4 kicks and 11 hand passes. His 5th kick there.
Rowe got hands to it, couldn't hang on. This is young Powell, pulls it back, good-looking effort, great goal. Second kick in league footy. Matthew Powell, he'll remember that.
Yes, Matthew Powell, of course, he was picked up at number 6 in the 92 national draft. He was a Crows 4th pick overall. He has played a lot of his football with Mark Naley at South Adelaide. And just showed a touch of class there, getting around onto his left boot. So the Crows doing it very nicely with a 6-goal, 3 advantage.
Red letter day for Matthew Powell. Tom Barnes wanting to come back on. Not much time in which to get out there and get warm and have an impact. Visca in trouble. Storming through his steel. Well played. Going down towards half forward. Sets it up once more for Ablett. Wrestling down there. Couldn't take the mark. Hacks it out of midair and gets a goal. No, it brushed the post, says the umpire. A sense of the dramatic. Wouldn't like to play poker with that goal, umpy. Ablett can't believe it. The decision was rather belated. And Hart's got the ball. Chips it out wide. McGuinness has got it. Speaking of red letter days, how about that result in Sydney? Kim Hodgman was telling me today's experience was nothing new for Neil Baum. Back in 1989, he was coaching Norwood, who lost to South Adelaide. Big leap from Smart on the other side. This is Rashuto. And South Adelaide had lost their previous 26 games. Remarkable.
Anderson to Modra as the clock ticks down to half-time. Can Modra get one and increase the Crows' lead? Right across the face and out of bounds.
He had the chance, didn't he, there, Peter? He did all the hard work, did so well getting around Tim Darcy. The super comes off. We've changed those, interchanged the ruckman very frequently. A lot of perspiration there coming off big Stephen Hooper.
I can double-check my stats to see that Modra had a goal. He hasn't, has he, to half-time? Malakalis?
Nope.
He's taken a lot of marks and done well up there, but he hasn't scored a major.
2 behinds only.
McGuinness. Smart lets it bounce. Rowe dispossessed. Smart again. He's already got 3 goals, all kicked in the first quarter. Gary Hocking. Rashuto. Just good use of the body. Onto Anderson. To Visca. Real mongrel the punt. Well, that might be a free kick to Modra. No. Crows fans certainly thinking he was taken high. Ball still in play. Rowe. Bickley. Always dangerous. There's the siren. And it won't be a score. But Adelaide will go in at half-time with a very handy lead. It was 31 points at quarter-time. And at half-time, 10-7-67 to 4-5-29. Geelong in the first quarter, I think you made the comment, Dennis, that you felt things were perhaps turning their way. Well, they did turn it around for a little bit, but by gee, the Crows here are very, very hard to toss, aren't they?
Yeah, they want to smarten up Geelong, otherwise they're in danger here of getting embarrassed, I think, because Adelaide are playing with a lot of confidence now. They're really throwing the ball around. They're handling it probably a little too much, but certainly dominating this contest. And Geelong, well, they need a few more tries like Gary Hocking, I fancy. At halftime, Adelaide 10-7, Geelong a 4-5.
When the stars come out to play, babe, a twinkling show, ooh.
From Geelong's golden era in the early 50s. It was a time when Geelong created football history, playing 26 successive matches without defeat. Their skipper was Fred Flanagan, or to his mates, Troubles.
Well, it was just unbelievable. And at that particular stage, we didn't really know what was happening game-wise, because we were more concerned after a while to try and be defeated, because we knew that it wasn't practical for a team to keep on winning indefinitely.
It all started with a round 9 win in 1952 over Essendon, and of course included the premiership that year. Defeat finally came the following year at the hands of, you guessed it, Collingwood.
The 27th game, which was played here at Cadidia Park, it was a quagmire, save for both sides, of course, and Collingwood defeated us by a few points. So that was why we were defeated. And there was a great lot of a load lifted off our shoulders, because we were quite happy for that to happen.
A total of 36 players took part in the 26 matches, but only one, Russell Hooker Remfrey, played in every game. Even today, the happy Hooker jokes about that so-called champion team.
We probably had about 6 or 7 champions, Sandy, and 14 team players. Now, I was one of those team players. I didn't want to be up with Flanagan, Smith and Davis and a few others. John Hyde was one, another champion. But it didn't, like, we were quite happy to be in the side and make the side and play as a team man. That's what we done.
A ruck rover, Hooker was a very versatile player, able to perform almost anywhere.
That's dead set right, Sandy. I had an injury and I didn't play against Footscray, I think it was. Anyhow, we won it. We went in against Collingwood in the grand final of 53. And Hickey took me from the back pocket, and I was a ruck rover, of course. And I was ruck roving before Ron Brassey, if you'd like to tell him that, Sandy, when you see him. And also, at that time, Hick put me full forward. And, of course, I kicked 7 points, 1 goal, 1 in points, and couldn't understand why he shifted me halfway through the third quarter.
Remfrey accepted a plaque on behalf of the players for a feat that will probably never be equal.
The first 10 minutes vital for Geelong's chances as we go to Max Stevens on the boundary.
Thanks very much, Peter. And I didn't have a lot of joy in the Geelong rooms or the Adelaide rooms, but I can tell Geelong fans that there was a lot more talk at half-time compared with quarter-time, as one would expect. The players saying the challenge is there, it's up to us to get right back into this game. The work rate, well, it's pretty obvious. The work rate and the commitment for the Geelong Cats has definitely got to improve. Adelaide's Graham Corns, well, he'd be wrapped with their attack on the ball, and particularly the body compared with their efforts against Carlton at Princes Park, where they lost by 79 points. I came to training on Friday night to watch the Crows, and Corns spent about 15 minutes at the end of training with all the on-ball players, the centremen, to give them an idea of how he believes that they should be getting the ball out of the centre, because that was a big problem against Carlton. He used different sort of ploys just to give them final instructions, as I said, because it has been a problem how to get it out. Also, Nigel Smart spent about 15 minutes to half an hour with Scott Lee working on kicking the ball for goal, and obviously it was something like, I saw him kick 12 from that pocket that he kicked one from in the first quarter, and he got something like 10 out of 12. And I must ask you fellas, Scott Lee, where is he playing?
Well, he's covered a lot of territory, Max, and that goal he kicked will certainly be in contention for goal of the week next week on Sports World. It was an absolute purler, and maybe they'll be playing him on the forward line in future matches, Bernie.
Well, the goal-kicking practice worked for Scott Lee, didn't it?
Yes.
Was it meant for Smart or Lee, Maxie?
Where does Max get off asking the questions?
Well, Sean Wren, have a look at this.
Best big man on the ground, Bernie.
Oh, terrific performance by Sean Wren. 11 hand passes, setting up a lot of the play, 11 hit-outs also. And some terrific strong marks. Ken Hinkley, who went back across half-back when there was trouble there early with Smart, Dennis.
Yeah, that's right, and did pretty well in that second term.
And Mark Prosciutto, very strong across half-back. He's had 15 possessions up until half-time.
So the first few minutes of the third quarter, vital for Geelong's chances. Gary Ablett has been restricted to 2 goals for, and Tony Modra even less to 2 behinds. Third quarter from Football Park, 38 points the difference in favour of Adelaide. Red and Barnes go at it. McGuinness, good hand pass on to Bickley, back to McDermott. Bickley again, long hand pass. Bisca this time, smothered off the boot. Tim McGrath to do some tidying up work for the Cats. Gary Hocking kicks into space at half forward, and a good mark has been taken by Barry Stoneham.
They could do with a big half from Barry Stoneham.
Well, you suggested putting him up the ground a bit more, even on the ball, Bernie. And Prosciutto punches it through from behind, or it might even be out of bounds. It's out of bounds.
Well, I just think when they're in trouble, Peter, that they could make better use of him. He's been bogged down a little bit at centre-half forward, and not a lot of possessions. He only had 4 possessions in that first half, and maybe just a little run on the ball would free him up slightly.
Well, one of our Sports World panellists, Gerard Healy, believes he's pound for pound the best player in the competition. So let's see if he can produce something to get the Cats back into this match. They really need something to happen soon, don't they? Hocking on centre wing with Rowe. McGrath. Oh, too high.
Nothing paid.
Anderson gets taken down. Bone, a quick hand pass out the front of the pack. Bickley, somebody going past, gives him support, and that is Prosciutto. Young lad who kicked a goal just before half-time. Can he do it again? Matthew Powell gets it into the goal square. It's a wrestle. Darcy comes in. The ball was finally kicked out, or flipped out sideways, really, and it's out of bounds.
He could have kept going there, Matthew Powell. He could have had another bounce and had a shot at goal himself.
His second goal, his second kick in league football resulted in a goal. Not a bad effort for the youngster. It's going to be a boundary throw-in.
Modra at the present time is out of the field of play. That's interesting. Walking behind the goals. I haven't seen that before. But matters not, because McGrath's got the ball and he sends it high towards the wing. Up in front, Stoneham missed it. It falls behind, working it towards the boundary line. Prosciutto. He's had a very good game so far. Just a youngster.
He's playing on Paul Couch now, so Couch out of the middle. I think it's pretty hard to tell at times where they line up, Dennis, but I think Prosciutto's still playing across half back.
11 and 6 for Prosciutto.
Thrown in on the wing. Wren and Barnes, it falls behind. Bairstow, just got the hand pass away. Elects to kick though, down towards half forward Stoneham. Strong mark in front. Well done. There's Ablett. He's ignored this time. He chips it in short, and the mark is held just inside the 50 by Steele. So Darren Steele, formerly with North Melbourne, one of 4 ex-Kangaroos playing for Geelong tonight. Long towards the kick-off line. Forsman did well. It was too slick for Tudor though. Forsman comes back into the fray. Scott, he snaps at goal. That's a pretty good effort. Just slides it across the face. And it's a minor score. Geelong at 4-6. The Adelaide Crows at 10-7. And Geelong aren't great when they trail at half-time. Only 2 wins from their last 8 attempts.
Of course, they led Fitzroy by 8 goals at half-time and won by 7 points. So they really have to get a rattle out of this match. Oh, Prosciutto.
Great mark.
Mentioned these stats a few moments back. 11 and 6.
Still only 18 years of age, Mark Prosciutto.
Taking 12 and 6 now. Smart, the man who got Adelaide on fire in the first quarter when he kicked 3 goals in the space of about 12 minutes. No mark taken right on the 50-metre line. Bairstow to Hinkley. Mansfield actually that came up with the kick. Anderson. He's out. So too is the ball. It's going to be a throw in right in the middle of the interchange area.
Player in trouble behind play, Matthew Powell.
Yeah. He hit the ground hard. I saw what happened. McGrath in shepherding, knocked him over. His head hit the ground very heavily.
Wren taps down. Almost hit it to Couch, actually. Couch held. He'll get a free kick.
Is it legal, Dennis?
Yes.
What you saw? Everything
Yes.
okay?
Yeah, all above board.
Okay. Actually, they're taking the stretcher out to Matthew Powell.
Well, that means play should stop. Well,
he's off the ground anyway.
He's not on the ground yet. Well, Shooter, he got taken high. Umpire said nothing for that. Hart's kick into space at midfield on the centre wing position. Geelong trying to get a bit of a build-up here. Couch. Scott took a ride. He come down with the football, and Visca sees it over the boundary line in Geelong's left forward pocket.
There's Matthew Powell.
It's very groggy.
Like he's, yeah.
There was really nothing to it other than he didn't expect it.
Wren and Barnes. Barnes wins it to Bairstow. The hand passes to Malakalis. That's a beautiful left foot kick. And Steele and Tudor. Steele initially letting it go, and then Tudor having a shot, but it is out of bounds. As Stretchy comes round towards the players' race. Matthew Powell with a pretty sore head. Ablett with a quick snapshot. That's about as far as they're going, though. The Crows again will run the ball out, taken away by Maynard.
Kicks it towards the middle. Loose ball now, an opportunity for Pickering. He fell over. Smart.
Yes.
That's interesting.
He had it for a long time.
I thought he was holding the ball in, though, Smart.
He had the Guernsey, didn't he, Dennis?
Fair enough.
Let's have a look at it again anyway. We'll be able to tell here.
Bit riding on this, Burn.
As we see, holding the... Well, we cut away very quickly, didn't we?
Yes. You're pressing the buttons. There's McGrath, wide towards the outer side. Bickley. McDermott's on for the hand pass, should he need him. Draws the man. Now McDermott. This is too easy. McDermott inside the 50. Darcy attacks the ball. Well done. Full-chested. Grabs it. Steve Hocking's got it now. He's at half-back. He kicks towards midfield. Awkward one for Forsman. He showed a fair bit of courage there going back after it. Still, he's crawling after it. We've got a whistle meantime.
Free kick against Stoneham.
Yeah, an Adelaide free kick, despite all the hard work of Darren Forsman. And it's taken by Maynard. Back towards half-forward for the Crows. Hinkley over the top. In there is Steve Hocking. Puts it away to Tudor. Now Bairstow. Alongside the centre circle. Timed the release well. Steele boots it down towards half-forward. Coming to it hard. Got a hand to it. Took a deflection. And that filled Ablett towards the boundary line. Jamison. He paddles it out wide. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in.
8 and 3/4 minutes left of the third term. Quite a cool night in Adelaide. Forecast low, 4 degrees. Players have handled the conditions though pretty well, especially Adelaide, of course. Bairstow did well. Forsman inside 50, well inside 50. Perhaps should have done a little bit better with that, but we're just as only behind. Darren Forsman's first score of the night, 10-7 to 4-7, so the difference is now 6 even goals. So the Cats have picked back 2 points in this quarter. Not enough, going to have to do a lot more. It's a foot race. Anderson gets there first. Mansfield, and well shepherded. Back across his body, marking contest on centre wing. Couch was taken high, and Couch will take the free kick. Brownlow medalist. Paul Couch goes inboard, finds Malakalis. Malakalis kicks to half forward. Forsman, good mark. And this time within kicking distance. He'll be 35 to 40 metres out, directly in front of goal.
Yeah, they need this. There's Malakalis, who has the tagging job on McGuinness, just getting away there from Tony McGuinness. And Forsman will be shooting from around about 40 metres, so they need this goal badly, Geelong.
Low trajectory kick and hits the post.
Well, they're the ones they really must drive home, because if Geelong to get back into this match, those easy shots from that sort of distance, not much of an angle, almost directly in front. Forsman kicks his second behind.
So 35 points the difference now at Football Park. Geelong, if they're going to make something happen, have to start. Well, they've got to start working soon. It's a long way home from here. Marking contest. Smart taps it down. Tregenza, quick kick out of the pack. Again, the Crows with the numbers. Hinkley over the top. Tregenza, quick hand pass. Bones already kicked 2. Can he make it 3 from 35 metres? behind. Kicked by Randall Bone, 2 goals, 1 his tally.
Modra was on. 10-8 to 4-8. Darcy in short. Bairstow feigns the hand pass. Then sends play towards the outside wing. Tregenza gets it on the ground. Thought about this soccer. Scott did well. Raked it in. Hand passes wide looking for Barnes. Took his eye off the ball. McGuinness has got it now. Brilliant pickup. Wheels onto the right foot. Chips it in short. Bickley. Bickley up near the wing. Lays it off. Storming through on the outer side and booting down towards half forward was Visca. Behind an opportunity down there for Robran. Gets it across to Rowe, who misses to the near side. Normally he does better in that situation. He's something of a sharpshooter as we get down to Max Stevens.
Yes, Matthew Powell's slight concussion. At this stage he isn't expected to come back onto the ground, but he is okay.
That was it. Caught by the ground camera. It was simply a shepherd when Powell didn't think that was going to be the case, but McGrath was looking for people to run into aggressively, as you'd expect in this situation. Geelong, with such an important game, they can't afford to lose tonight. They need some aggression. Here's Stoneham. A good mark alongside the centre circle. Probing kick inside the 50. Ablett is up in front. It falls behind. Taken by Melikelis. Steele in trouble. A hand pass to no one in particular. Forsman made it his, though. Deep in the pocket. He pulls it back. In the square, the defensive mark is held by McGuinness.
There's no one home. Rasciuto. But Rasciuto goes long to the outer side. Bickley. Crows running in numbers. Tregenza to Chris McDermott. McDermott just outside the centre square. Spearing pass into Modra. Great football as Adelaide brought it from one end of the ground to the other.
Well, brilliant football displayed there by the Adelaide Crows. And that's the sort of support I was talking about at half-time, Peter. When they get into trouble, they have players there who are prepared to run, and especially across half-back. Visca's been very good. Bickley around the middle of the ground.
He's been super, hasn't he?
He has. A real competitor, Mark Bickley.
Now, Tony Modra has kicked only 2 behinds. So the Ablett and Modra show hasn't got off the ground yet. Is that Modra's first? After wait on the goal umpire. He too has shaved the post, as Ablett did late in the second quarter when he had that shot off the ground. So Modra 3 behinds. Gary Ablett 2 goals 4. Who would have expected that? 14.5 minutes left in the term. Tim Darcy with the football to kick in. The Geelong revival hasn't yet happened. They got absolutely slaughtered here last year in round 23. Memories of that. Barnes. The majority of the ruck work. Hooper's also been onto the ground in spells. That's a good mark taken by Rasciuto, who seems to be getting better as the game gets longer.
Very impressive tonight, Mark Rasciuto.
Rasciuto 14-8, that's his 6th mark. Kicks from right centre wing up towards half forward, and it'll be a mark or free kick to the Cats. Mansfield gives it off quickly to Ken Hinkley. Now to Gary Hocking. Gary Hocking at left half back, and that's a good kick. Finds Paul Couch on his own at left centre wing. Across half forward though, their troubles have been pretty consistent. No free kick for that. Barry Stoneham was looking for one. Forsman hands the ball back to the boundary umpire before this capacity crowd at Football Park. Barnes gets the front position. Wren gets the tap out. Melikelis went through beautifully and then got pinned. The ball was held to him, says the umpire. And it's going to be a bounce right on 50. Who would have thought Adelaide, after 79-point losers to Carlton, to come out tonight. Revitalised side. McDermott over to Jamison. 25-metre hand pass to the run of Tregenza, but it bounces better for Tudor. Tregenza tries to get himself back into the contest. Did beautifully, excellently in fact, to McGuinness. McGuinness's kick down towards half forward. McGrath goes the punch out of the hands of Maynard, and Stoneham out wide. Well-weighted kick to Steele. Quite similar, those two, in fact. Both have got red hair. 25 and 26. Hart waits for the bounce. Ablett charges through. 2 Geelong players are down. And the Crows. Wren. Oh, the big man does a blind turn. Tonight, he can do no wrong.
And they bring it away. Visca towards the wing. Maynard pulls it back across his body. Smart. Oh, what a terrific mark. And that should be 50.
Yes, he's got him in a headlock there. The umpire. Oh. Come on, umpire. Now let's...
Dear, oh dear.
Rowan Sewell's an experienced umpire, but he was definitely dragged to the ground and held down there by Ken Hinckley.
Had to be 50.
I agree.
Here's Smart. Down towards the pocket. Modra comes on the lead and marks it. So Tony Modra deep in the right full forward pocket. The angle will be set. Post his first here.
Still not a goal kick in this term either, Dennis, by either side.
A buzz around this ground. Modra, sharp angle. Very still night. Modra misses by a country mile, out of bounds on the full. In the right full forward pocket.
Well, Modra only 2 goals last week against Carlton. Not 1 goal here tonight at Football Park. So we're maybe just having a little bit of a quiet spot, but he's got plenty of the ball, hasn't he? 7 marks.
7 marks, Bernie.
7 marks, yes. Had 8 kicks.
Here's Darcy. High kick back towards half back. Barnes works his way in front. That's a good grab. Barnes left half back. The Cats need some fire. High towards the wing. Stoneham is outnumbered there. Strong grab. Just wenched it out.
A good quarter by Stoneham, Dennis. He's worked his way back into this game.
Stoneham towards centre half forward then. Couch is drifting back. Awkward one for him. It was Bairstow in front. Shooter's got the ball in any case. He boots it down towards the pocket. It was Couch. Ablett's got it meantime, and he runs it through on the bounce.
So 3 goals to Gary Ablett. 65 his total for the year and his total for the night. 3 goals, 4. And amazingly, Tony Modra yet to get one. McGuinness up to half forward. Bouncing kick. Awkward bouncing ball. Geelong coming out of defence again well. Stephen Hocking. Adelaide with the numbers. Maynard was there. Couldn't bring it down. Bairstow, who's done well. Gets it to Couch. And the Cats get another one. Ablett's got another mark. So his 4th mark for the night. He's had 8 kicks, and as I mentioned just moments back, has registered 3 goals, 4.
And well within kicking distance too, Gary Ablett will have this shot from about 40 metres out, and narrowing the gap on Tony Modra. And Modra started the evening 68 goals, and Gary Ablett now for goal number 66 for the season.
They'll need to come back. It is bending back. Ablett has got the goal. So 2 quick goals by Gary Ablett. And the Cats just clawing their way a little bit closer. 10-10-70 to 6-8-44.
Yes, just giving their fans a glimmer of hope here as we see this. Maynard is dropping that mark. Stoneham has got on top of him in the second half. Paul Couch rather fortunately fell in his hands and got the ball on very quickly. The ideal sort of situation for Gary Ablett in that forward line.
Full credit to the Cats. They won't give it away. Barnes gets it down. Taken by Anderson. Towards half forward goes the kick. Stephen Hocking in front. Pops now. To left half back. Goes back across the ground. Maynard the flyer over Neeld. Loose ball behind. McGuinness on his knees in trouble. Wrestles to the ground there with Neeld and will have a ball up.
In fact, there's been a change at centre half back. Matthew Robran, who hasn't really had much impact on this match at all. He's only had 1 kick and 2 hand passes. Is now playing centre half back on Stoneham. And Maynard's gone to the forward line.
Out of the congestion, Maynard. The mark is held in defence by Mansfield. Well, midway through this second term, you got the feeling Geelong were working their way back into the contest. They faltered, approaching half-time. Can they go on from here? Wren was up. It falls to Rasciuto. So good tonight. Probing kick inside the 50. Hinckley very high. In front, the free kick will be awarded to Smart. Now, he will kick from right on the 50. He's got 3 goals so far.
Well, that wasn't all that smart, Dennis, was it?
No.
From Kenny Hinckley. Let's have a look at this in replay. He was very savage on his with his attack on the ball there, Ken Hinckley. Maybe he's savage on with his attack on Nigel Smart.
Should be savage on himself now.
Here's Smart. Good looking effort. It's a goal. His 4th.
Advertised Falcon GLI.
Right, Commodore 88.
Green with a brown interior. I have 3 available. It's an 87 model.
What's this?
It's green with a brown interior.
Go!
Absolutely fantastic on fuel and economy. It's green with a brown interior.
Plenty of space in the back for the...
Oh no, sorry, it's Sol. Yeah, it was green.
So Nigel Smart getting the Crows going in the second half, as he did in the first when he booted 3 quick goals. Scott has it. He's also ridden into the ground. And another bounce will take place just wide of the centre circle. 8.5 minutes left in the third term. Geelong needing, say, 3 quick goals to give them a chance going into the final quarter. Wren taps down. It's a very congested midfield area. Comes out with a good hand pass to Bone. Tregenza has it. Tregenza from right half forward. That's a good kick. He was looking for Rowe. Couldn't find him across the 50-metre line. Darcy taps it out of bounds. The crowd arguing deliberate.
Now, there's no doubt what his intentions were there, Tim Darcy. And the umpires have to get a little bit tougher on that, I feel. Well, he was in strife. He took it upon himself. Go on, Dennis.
I was just going to say, he can't knock it back to the middle, though, can he? Where does he go?
Good question.
If you're going to knock it out of bounds deliberately, that's the laws of the game, isn't it?
More discretion is what you say.
More discretion, yes.
Smart to Bickley, a good play. Didn't come off. Smart gets a second chance after a catch fumble. Rowe dives on it. And it will be about 25 metres out directly in front of the goal. Scoreboard showing Geelong trailing 6-8. Adelaide 11-10. 44 plays 76. And 7 minutes left in the third term. Bone doesn't take a clean possession. Smart goes down. It's like a rugby scrum almost in there. Geelong defending desperately. The finals aspirations might very well rest on the next 7 minutes of this third term. Scott. Bickley. Good hand pass intended for McGuinness. Mansfield is there. Comes out with the football. Barnes in front. Can't take the mark. Robert. We spoke of him just a few moments ago. Tudor claims the mark, and the umpire has paid it. Kneeled at right half-back over the head of McGuinness. Kick is to half-forward. Robin punches down. Gets it to Bisker. He's well pinned. And it's going to be a ball up right on the edge of the centre square.
What about those figures for Mark Bickley? 26 possessions so far. 4 marks, 12 kicks, 14 hand passes. Tudor has it hacked away from him. Ball comes down towards half forward. Missing there was Mansfield. Picked up by Smart now on the burst. Across to Bone. 55 metres out. Turning around Rowe. Almost found it on his chest. Neil, though, comes away. Back towards the wing and Couch.
I'm not sure who that kick was intended for there, Dennis, from Bone. As it landed in between Modra and Rowe. Rowe wasn't even looking where the ball was coming from.
It was a teaser. So here's Couch. Out near the wing. 11-10 Adelaide. Geelong is 6-8. Couch towards half forward. Barnes up in front. Rashuda growing in stature with every minute, although the hand pass wasn't particularly good. Lee sold McGuinness into trouble. This is Steele at close quarters. That was very hard directed towards Neil. As a result now, Adelaide work it away again. It finishes up with Lee. He got it from Robrin inside the 50. The meat in the sandwich was Modra. Picked up by Rowe. Lip tack. Open goal gets it.
I run a small accountancy business, giving advice to other small businesses. Things like choosing a phone company. There's a big difference between them, and it's not price. Only Telecom provides every service a business needs. Commander systems, long distance, local calls. Why would you bother using anyone else? Oh, is that rain? Good advice, call me.
Telecom. We're talking every service a business needs.
Liptak's goal, Adelaide's 12th, 5 minutes left in the term, 82-44. Geelong needing something to happen. We've been saying that all this quarter. It just hasn't eventuated as yet. Good punch away by Scotty Lee. Couch trying to show by example. It'll be a long left footer into the goal square. Ablett, yes, uses the body well, turns and kicks a goal. Gary Ablett with the quick reply, his 5th. He's kicked 5 goals, 4 so far tonight, to give the Cats just a ray of hope.
Some grudging applause from the members in front of us too, Pete. They think the game's safe, I think.
Yes, let's use their side.
A bad side for the opposition, isn't it? There's Paul Couch, who hasn't had a major influence on the game. Just breaking clear. Couch, in fact, well, he's had 14 kicks, but I don't think too many of those have been telling kicks. And Gary Ablett kicking his 67th goal for the season, now only one behind Tony Modra.
32 points the difference, and it's interesting to go back a quarter time. It was 30 points, or 31 points the difference. So it's virtually been goal for goal since then. Anderson to take a free kick. He's gone out wide, and Rashuto, I think we've all been impressed by his display tonight. Good long kick. Breaking drop punt out towards left half forward. McDermott's got it. Looks for Rowe. He'll have to really fly. Couldn't quite get there. And Hocking, deft footwork. Stephen Hocking getting it over the boundary line as Rodney Jamieson heads to the bunker close to three-quarter time. 4 minutes left in the term.
Must have been after that last marking contest with Gary Ablett. I don't think he could have done much about it because it was great use of the body by Gary Ablett.
McGuinness snaps and misses. McGuinness 22 possessions tonight.
That was his first score.
Remarkable player. In fact, he and Chris McDermott do so much for the Adelaide Crows, both averaging 27, I think, possessions per game this season. Not bad from two on-ballers. As Darcy comes Member's side. In best position, Pickering. Bone finishes up with it. Dragged down by Mansfield, and the bounce at right half forward for Adelaide, who lead 83-50. So the Crows back in style, it seems, tonight. Still plenty of time, but Geelong not going well enough. Coming through Bairstow. Missed by Gary Hocking, who's really gone out of the game in this term. Barnes did well back towards Hocking. It was late in his path. He couldn't control it. Scott tries to keep it alive. Visca took one high. Now an opportunity for McDermott. He was tackled high. Free kick is eventually paid to the Adelaide skipper.
Well, Scott should have got out of the way there and let Hocking charge through. He was the one with the run on the ball going towards the Geelong goal. And the shepherding should have been provided there by Robert Scott.
McDermott from right half back through centre wing. Hinkley, big leap from behind. McGrath tackled by Rowe. Lip tack, as smart as you like, away to McGuinness, who goes looking for Modra. Would have been better advised to go for goal. He runs on. McGuinness about 20 metres out, is tackled and comes back to Lip tack. Great tackle, Mansfield.
You're right, Dennis.
And the ball is jarred out of bounds.
The play there was for McGuinness to ignore Modra completely because Darcy was breathing right down his neck. He was within the 50 metres, on his left foot, favoured by this side of the ground. Never mind, it didn't happen, did it?
I was impressed by the tackle of Mansfield.
And also the work of Darcy there. He worked very hard.
There's a whistle.
Could have been,
got the ball.
I think it was high on Pickering.
Yes. Malakalis. Well, there'll be celebration in one Malakalis household tonight because of the Swans' victory. At the centre wing, Barry Stoneham, who's had a good quarter after, for him, a relatively quiet first half. Couch gets the ball in front of him.
Oh.
He could just about kick a goal from there. Ablett and Hart. Ablett too strong in the clinches. He'll have to get around under his left foot. He does. Snaps and kicks a goal.
When the clock strikes 6:30, babe, time to head for golden lights. It's a good time for the great taste dinner at McDonald's. It's Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Good effort by Paul Couch. He's got 15 and 3. Gary Ablett's stats now 6 goals 4. 12-11 to 8-8, and maybe Geelong, if they can get another goal before three-quarter time, would have a chance in the last term. Steele's tackle ineffective. Anderson likewise dispossessed. Pickering looks for a long hand pass, gets one. Steele is there. A quick flip up to Neeld, who kicks into the pocket. It's gone too far for Gary Ablett, and Hart sees it safely over the boundary line.
Well, there he is, the oldest man on the ground at 31, Gary Ablett. 6 goals tonight. Interesting, we saw Rashuto and Hart chasing him when he kicked that last goal. You add up their ages, only 4 years above him. So a toss in, around from the behind post. Geelong's attacking end, and they will not give up. Melikelis comes to Neeld. Gained about 10 metres. Forsman deep in the pocket, goes for the banana and hits the post again.
3 behind he's kicked, Dennis.
2 posters at least. There's the time remaining.
This has been a poster by Ablett and one by Forsman, and also one by Modra.
And now 50 metres against Gary Ablett, pulls him back towards the half-back line for the Adelaide Crows. Hart's got the ball. 12-11, 8-9. So Geelong not done with yet. Hart. That's a massive kick, about 70 metres. Great mark. Juggled there by Smart. Inside the centre square. Geelong can't concede a goal here. Modra comes on the lead. Mansfield's got it. And the danger is past. Mansfield goes in short. And on the 50. Lead, Bairstow's got it.
Oh, he's not playing it. Certainly a big shove there after Bairstow had taken that mark.
Clock is down to 20 seconds as Bairstow unloads for distance towards centre half forward. Stoneham has been very good in this term. Couldn't hang on that time. Gary Hocking slaps it out. Forsman inside the 50. Can they finish with a flourish? Long kick slides across the face. Ablett, was he across the line? Not according to the umpire. He was tumbling back. He controlled the ball well. He concedes some ground. And the mark is held here by Tudor, but the umpire insisting it come back to Ablett.
He'll have to have a shot.
Yes, we're awaiting the siren. Now the umpire has whistled time on here, and we're down to 2 seconds.
Well, he still can't pass it, Peter, because the clock has stopped. But of course, when the umpire signals time on, you're right. He will have to have a shot.
No, he's played on. He's played on. Now that's interesting.
That's shades of the WAFL.
So the umpire's let it go.
He can't play on after the siren.
Well, the umpire didn't hear it, obviously. And the behind will stand.
Well, it's happened a couple of times this year. I won't mention the other players because they're too embarrassed. But the one was at Footscray.
So three-quarter time, an interesting end to the third term. Adelaide 12-11-83, leading Geelong 8-10-58.
The name of the game is Australian.
They've got a match winner up forward, so if the midfield can, as Bernie was saying, just come to the party. I mean, it must be frustrating for Malcolm Blight when they go forward. I mean, always a chance of getting a goal. Ablett's got those 6, so it's a question of supply. If they can get the ball down there often enough, they're not gone yet, the Cats.
No, if they get this first goal would be interesting, wouldn't it, Dennis, in the last term?
Yes, they've got to try to get the first goal. 25 minutes left in this match, and Geelong's season perhaps riding on it. Adelaide with the advantage of 25 points and led by 38 at half-time. Barnes and Wren go at it. McDermott tackled by Malakoulis and gets taken down. And once again, it will be a bounce. 12-9 or 9-12 for Chris McDermott.
They could probably use a lift from Gary Hocking in this last quarter. He's only had 9 and 4.
Both Hockings have been fairly quiet. Bone gives the hand pass away. Trick-Enza. Little hand pass inside 50. Rose got it. Tackled by Stephen Hocking. Still gets his kick. Smart comes at it from behind. Liptacker's there, but Geelong through Darcy are going to run the ball out. And Couch kicks to centre wing. Barnes. Strong mark. Preferred by Malcolm Blight tonight in the rucking contest over Hooper. He did have a couple of runs in the first 2 terms. This is Forsman. Ablett will be the target. 1-on-2. Lee comes from behind. Left foot snapped by the champ. Looks pretty good. He's got the goal. 7 goals to Gary Ablett. And it's almost a one-man band down there on the Geelong forward line. 12-11 to 9-10. And this game comes alive, Bernie.
Yes, 7 out of the 9 goals to Gary Ablett. And he is now the leading goal kicker in the AFL competition. And keeping up his average, he's averaged 7.8 goals per match. And there he is, a genius on that Geelong forward line. Gary Ablett, 31 years of age, and he looks as if he's getting better. Of course, he's led Geelong's goal kicking on 5 separate occasions. And having the chance this year to settle in at full forward should top the ton.
Well, decision time for Graham Corns. Does he stay with Hart? I guess he does. Ablett superb. 7 goals, 7 out of 9. As Adelaide work it down towards their half-forward line. Smart's in front. Now suddenly the Crows are being challenged. Here's Rowe, Hocking. Hocking and Rowe, and now McGuinness, the third man. McGuinness with a chance. 25 metres out. Has missed. Just snuck in for a behind. Well, you look back over the season for Gary Ablett. 14 against Essendon in round 6. 12 against Richmond in round 8. And tonight, just a show down there at full forward. Not a lot of opportunities, and we said at three-quarter time, if the Cats can only get it down there, he can win this game for them. 9-10 to 12-12. Barnes. He wants it high, obviously.
This man's been good too, Tim Darcy, with his game on Modra.
Yeah, terrific. Here's Neal. Up from the back pocket. McGrath. Away he comes. Long thumping kick towards the outer side wing. It clears the first two, and Visca, third in the queue, takes the mark on his chest. It will be 50. Gary Hocking, who started so well, has simply drifted out of the game. A very quiet third term when they needed him. Still, he may come back to make amends. Visca, brandishing the football, goes out wide towards right half forward. Bone did well. Worked Bairstow out of the contest. Bone right half forward. Packed house at Footy Park, telling him to go long. He does. Modra!
Oh, what a grab! Free kick's been awarded, I think. And bad luck, because that was a sensational mark by Tony Modra.
Well, Neal got the free kick. I presume he was the man in front. Tregenza's got it. Not in front of Modra, I think in front of the pack. And now Maynard gets the ball coming back in. Well,
poor defensive kick, though, from Geelong there, Dennis.
It was indeed, but the highlight reels have been robbed of something very special there. What a leap by Tony Modra. Meantime, Maynard, this one counts. It's close. He's missed. Well, that was poor defence by Geelong there. No one back, and that ball went through at about head height. Had it been accurate, it would have been a goal.
21 points the difference. 22 minutes left in the match. The closest Geelong has been since the first quarter. And Darcy, we spoke of him just moments back, has done a great job so far. Maynard in front, Tregenza at the back, just about brought it down. Bit of judgment. McGuinness through some very heavy traffic finally affects the hand pass. Tregenza gets it back from Rowe. McGuinness left foot snap off the side of the boot. Might be a behind, might not be even there. Modra this time. Yes, he's got it.
Enjoy warm, relaxing comfort throughout your home all winter long with Vulcan Powerhouse. Turn it on today and save big money on your heating bills this winter.
Target is having a one-day-only winter sale. Tomorrow from 9 a.m. till midnight, we'll be cutting a cool 15% off the mark price of everything, plus no deposit lay-by. So put your skates on and get into Target.
Timely goal for the Crows, kicked by Tony Modra, his first. He has 1 goal, 3. The crowd comes to life again. This match is certainly well and truly alive. This is Tudor. He'll be looking in the Ablett territory. Hart in front. A morale-boosting grab by Hart in front of Gary Ablett, who tonight has kicked 7 goals.
Hart goes in short. This is Tregenza. Again tonight he's been handy. Close to the boundary line. Kicks it towards the wing. Barnes, the big attempt. Over the top, Mansfield. Out through his legs. Barnes likewise. Pickering goes off the ground. It appeared out of bounds. It was, and we'll have a throw in on the outer side. But every time they've been challenged, the Crows tonight have had the answers. 91 to 64. Just under 21 minutes remaining. Wren gets it down. McDermott under no pressure really. Floats one down towards half forward. Back goes Bone. McGrath dragged him down.
He's caught. Yes, he did, because Tim McGrath saw he was about to be tackled, and there's just charged Randall Bone. I think that's a very good decision by the umpire.
I think in fairness, McGrath thought he was out of bounds. Bone's got the ball hard against the boundary line. The centering kick, Modra worked under the ball by Darcy. It runs free behind. Smart's got the pace. He pulled away from Stephen Hocking and then does a pirouette around him and kicks a goal. Well, the artistry of Ablett at one end and the athleticism of Smart at the other.
Yeah, she's a real athlete, isn't he, Nigel Smart? And now that makes it very tough for Geelong. The margin out again to 33 points.
Which is virtually what it was at quarter time, Bertie.
That's right, Peter. As we see this in replay, the pace of Nigel Smart, doing all the hard work, getting around Steve Hocking very easily. And in the end, a pretty simple shot at goal. That initial pace off the mark, doing all the damage.
Made it look easy, but that was a great goal kicked by Smart. 33 points again in favour of Adelaide. They've answered the challenge as they have done all night. McGuinness. 26,504 people here tonight. Neal, a good punch away. Darcy and Modra. Modra's in front. Can he kick another one? He's out of bounds. No, it's going to be a throw in.
McGuinness' stats very good too tonight, Peter.
Well, usually they are, aren't they? What's he got? 18 and 9. Yeah. Very busy player. Ian McDermott always well up there in the stats. Bone taps down. Ball hits the deck. McGrath trying to get it out. Stephen Hocking's there. Quick hand pass. It's going to be another bounce. So the top crowd are getting certainly their money's worth tonight. Geelong making the challenge, but 2 good goals by Adelaide. I'll put them back in the box seat to take this match out. Scott. Seen too much of him tonight. He's come in and burst. Couch taps forward. Not too much on offer there. McGuinness and Couch. Oh, lovely ball by McGuinness. That long left footer put to good advantage. Oh, at the back is Hocking, marks over the top of Rowe. And Stephen Hocking, who had his covers lowered in the first quarter by Smart. That'll be a mark to Anderson. His stats are always good. 13 and 6. He's taken 4 marks. And what an asset after transferring from Essendon. It's at half forward. Mansfield chips into space to take the mark. Time, the essence of the contract insofar as Geelong is concerned now. They've got to get 5 goals. That's a good mark taken by Rouvray.
Just up from centre half back. Rouvray towards half forward. Smart got hands to it, couldn't hang on. Bone crashes through. Well done. Too slow though. Forsman got him. McGrath jumps on top and we'll have a ball up. Tim McGrath working hard at centre half back. There's Randall Bone. He's done pretty well at centre half forward since he went there. Wren gets it down. Hinkley high up and under, back towards the wing. They come from all directions. Forsman, a very good mark on his chest. He was surrounded. Forsman kicks in towards half forward. Malakillis on the lead. Marks on his chest. And where's Ablett? Long kick down towards full forward, but wide of the mark. I think the target was Stoneham coming back. In any case, it was Visca who marked it. Oh, good mark by Anderson.
Strong mark, wasn't it?
Yes, he's been worked over tonight. Hit hard a few times. Ball in play. Still, he keeps bobbing up, as does Smart. Trying to earn that one. Hinkley and Smart slow to get up, and behind them, Rowe and McGrath likewise. McGrath, outstanding selection back in the 92 March draft. Only 4 of the 55 players drafted then played this weekend. Schenko, Watson, that's Tim Watson, and Lee Tudor in this game with the others. Here's McDermott, forward of the wing, down towards the 50. Oh, good mark. Maynard to Rowe. Rowe running into an open goal. Fumbles. And what's he done? He's going to get a free kick, I think.
He's kicked it anyway.
Has he? Maynard working, but it's a goal.
Well, he had time to steady there. That fumble from Stephen Rowe, because Maynard, who took that mark, then provided the shepherd. We see this good body work here by Maynard, just keeping Neeld out of the contest. He gives the hand pass off, but he doesn't stop there, Maynard, because he provided the shepherd and kept Neeld out of the contest very nicely.
Stephen Rowe gets his first goal, and you would almost think that could make it safe for Adelaide. Barnes tries to go off the ground. Oh, McGuinness gets poleaxed by Malakillis. And the umpire calls for it. It's going to be his.
Good work by Big Sean Rennick in 2-peat with that smother.
He's done excellent work tonight. Took a real specky earlier in the game. In line for mark of the week. Anderson does the ruck work, gets up high. Here's Wren. Newly found skills, gets it back from McGuinness. Yes. Always looks good on the stat sheet. Steele goes in, overruns the ball. McGuinness again, superbly done. Long raking left footer again up towards full forward. Darcy, did he touch it? Could be a chance for a snapshot. And he's put it through. That's Lindpack. He's got it.
From the maker of Lonesome Dove and the man from Snowy River. From the star of Innocent Man, Tom Selleck, Pretty Woman's Laura San Giacomo, Robin Hood's Alan Rickman, Big Steel's Ben Mendelsohn. Quickly Down Under premieres 8:30 tonight on 7. The sexiest bodies, the hottest looks, the most exotic locations. The toughest swimsuit competition in the world. The Swimwear Illustrated's Bikini Model Search, 9:30 Thursday on 7.
16-13 to 9-10. Wren goes up, gets it down. Sharked though by Bairstow. Inside the 50 goes the kick. Rouvray going back, didn't connect. Here's Forsman, quick reply. So Forsman, his first goal. And Geelong at 10-10. Adelaide are 16-13.
Yeah, the margin 39 points now, after being 25 at three-quarter time. So the Crows have responded to the challenge in this last term. Adelaide did kick the first goal and started to present some sort of a threat. Forsman's kicked his first goal after kicking 3 behinds, including 2 posters.
I think he might have a corky too, Bernie. He looks a bit proppy on that left leg.
Margin 39 points. Just over 15 minutes to full time. And it seems the Crows are destined to be back in the 6 tonight. McDermott at close quarters looking for McGuinness. Picked up well by Wren. Bickley pushed off the kick taken by McGrath. High kick towards centre half forward. Over the top, Rouvray. Hocking had a chance, couldn't control it. Visca was taken high, advantage was paid. Bickley again adroitly over the top, taken by McGuinness. The old firm, McGuinness and McDermott. McDermott goes down towards half forward. Modra taking giant strides as he approached that one. It falls behind. This is Stephen Hocking. He stopped. Everybody else ran on, but the hand pass was ill-advised. It's taken by Smart. Fired one at Bone, who couldn't control it. McGrath comes away with it, confronted. Gives it to Tudor. Tudor forward of half-back, down towards half-forward. Robrin comes at the ball, and he's content to take it out of bounds. So a throw in at right half-forward for Geelong, who trails 70 to 109.
So really the Cats have made only little inroads since half-time. It was 38 points the deficit then they faced. And they've lost ground, of course, in this final quarter. Stoneham spins out and then spins into trouble. Rasciuto, and they've been impressed with his game tonight. McDermott from Visca. Anderson at midfield. 15 and 6 his stats, make that 16 and 6 now. Down towards left half forward for Adelaide. Liptak over the top. Smart paddles it through. Looks for Rowe. Now Liptak, he overruns it. Stephen Hocking dispossessed. Good tackle. Geelong working overtime in defence. And Hinkley's kick out of bounds with under 14 minutes left in the match. The difference 39 points. Jamis is coming back on,
replacing Rouvray.
Boundary throw in. Close to centre wing. This is Bone. Rucks well. Modra in front. Waits for the bounce. And I'll borrow a phrase from Peter McKenna. Ducks back. Snapshot. Not his night. And plagiarism is rife. So Modra's tally one goal 4, Bernie, is it?
Yes, 1 goal 4, including a poster, but full marks to Tim Darcy for his game at full-back tonight.
Yeah, not too many have kept Tony Modra down to a tally of 1 goal 4 here at Football Park. Still a few minutes to go, 13 and a half. And he has the opportunity maybe to get a couple more, but Tim Darcy, while his stats aren't that impressive, he has done a very good job. Crowd giving him the hurry on. Getting louder and louder. And finally Darcy goes long, kicks to half-back. Mansfield takes the rebound. It comes down there to Lynch. Lynch's kick is short, up towards the centre wing position. Smart. We just about have to have him in the votes too. Good tackle by Couch on McDermott. Adelaide again with the numbers at the form of the ball. It's that man again, Nigel Smart. Kicks to Modra. Darcy does well again. And Darcy looking for support. Not too much on offer, and he takes the ball over the boundary line.
Great stuff again by Tim Darcy.
He's got to work on that getting it out of bounds, though. Sooner or later, he's going to get pinged about 5 times in one game, I think. Thrown in. McGrath on the ground. Steele grabs it. Boots it back towards the wing. Awkward bounce for Hooper. Taken by Wren. Goes down towards half forward like a rover. Puts it in the air for Modra. Dropped his head that time. Darcy did well as he was falling to the ground. He got a fist on that one. Up towards half back it rolls. Taken by Steele. Hooper lumbers away. Across it comes to Tudor. Alongside the centre circle. He kicks it inside the 50. Up in front Stoneham. Knocked on by Forsman. Here's Ablett deep in the pocket. What can he manufacture here? It's bending. It's bending. Not enough. It was a terrific effort from there by Gary Ablett. Well, I guess if they could devise a composite game equal to both, I'd like to see him go one-on-one with Michael Jordan. Who'd we back?
Oh, Jordan. 7 goals, 5 anyway to Ablett. We'll never see it. We won't have to worry about it, Dennis, anyway.
Rashuda around the outer side. You can have a bit of licence late in the game. Here's Jamison, comes up and takes the mark on his chest.
They charge a fair bit to get in though, Dennis, I think. Both have magnificent skills. Mansfield was the player behind. And here's that man again, Nigel Smart. He's kicked 5 goals, 1 so far. Low trajectory kick and one bounce through. Only 1 behind.
Should have went for a high trajectory kick there, Peter. He had a chance, didn't he?
He had distance was on his side. He was only about 30 metres out at most, so perhaps should have done better. Easy from up here, of course. Darcy to kick in. Smart's tally 5 goals, 2. Against that, Tony Modra 1 goal, 4.
There's a few vying for the votes here tonight. Sean Wren's played a great game in the ruck.
He has, one of the best
Tony
games.
McGuinness on ball, and also Smart at centre half forward.
Tudor. Oh, that wasn't too good. I don't think Blighty'd be too happy with that. So that'll bounce on the floor. Tregenza's going to take the free kick. 13 and 8 his stats. He's been good again. He always is. He rarely turns in a bad game. But Wren, most impressive tonight. Bickley, who kicked a great goal, he's always good as well. Modra gets to the front. Darcy over the top. Maynard, that could bounce through. It's going forward like a top spin lob. And it's finally through for 1 behind. Ken Hinkley trying to flip it back, but not successful. Maynard's tally for the night, 2 behind, 16-16. The Adelaide score, and Geelong 10-11-71. So what does that make it? 41 points the difference. The Crows should be able to go on with it from here. Hinkley, good long kick to the outer side. Red!
Terrific stuff, sure.
Another great mark.
Mark number 8.
And those 2 players have done well, and here's Smart. I'm glad you're giving the votes, Bernie.
Yeah, well, it's pretty tough, isn't it?
It is.
The 3 players we just spoke about.
And don't forget
combining
McGuinness.
again. McGuinness with 31 possessions. With Sean Wren done. He's had 8 marks, 6 kicks and 16 hand passes.
McDermott's had 23 possessions.
Not as telling, though, I wouldn't think.
And Smart's kick, I think, just off target. Through for only a minor score, so 5 goals, 3 to Nigel Smart. And while he's been a good defender, won all Australian selection there, doesn't he look spectacular on the forward line?
He certainly does. And this man, it'd be hard to keep him out of the votes too, Dennis, with his form tonight on Tony Modra.
Yes, Darcy. This is McGrath. Forward of half-back. Runs a long way. Boots it down towards half-forward. Robran from behind has done pretty well on Stoneham. Won it forward. Wren shovels it back towards centre half-back. Visca, the look-away hand pass, comes unglued. Now Bairstow measures the kick from 40 metres out. Ablett in a very tight situation.
Free kick
coming in low, and I think that's fair enough. Ablett had a tough decision to make there. Well, the player wasn't looking at the ball, I don't think, as he was running back.
Let's see. There it is. Oh, look, that is soft. Still soft, Dennis. I know
According to the rules, it's correct though, Bernie, isn't it?
Well, he wasn't looking, as Dennis rightly commented on. He wasn't looking at the ball, but Bairstow should have kicked a goal anyway. We wouldn't have had to worry about it.
That's the way it works. Ablett. Goal.
Monday on Real Life, 2 major exclusives. Broken-hearted allies.
Don't worry, there are no other women, just you.
Duped by the US Marine with a girl in every port.
I want to make love to every inch of your body.
His Aussie lover strikes back with a breach of promise suit. And look what's really on tap. Pure water, don't kid yourself.
We're really threatened with serious problems.
Our test results will shock you. Real Life, 6:30 Monday.
So we're back in the middle. 16-17, 11-11, 9 minutes to go. Scott wrestled to the ground. This is Hooper. Gets it away. Couch. Forward of the centre circle. Where's Ablett? Falling back off Hart, who did very well. Controlled it forward to his own advantage. Lee is in there battling with Ablett, who somehow gets a hand of the ball. Keeps it in play initially. And now a sense of anticlimax as it trickles out of bounds.
Throw in. Geelong's attacking area, 45 metres from goal, 8.5 minutes remaining in the contest. Wren and Hooper. Stoneham over the back. Umpire's found a free kick. It's going to Wren. Well, I suppose taking a line on that previous decision, you'd have to say that's fairly soft too, Bernie, wouldn't you?
I would.
Awkward kick off the boot McGrath hits it down. Now it's a Geelong free kick. I think that was for over the shoulder. Tim McGrath got plenty of distance in that. Robin not intending to go for the mark. Bairstow did well. Bisker provides the opposition. Tregenza. About 4 or 5 Crows players there. They could have raffled that one. Probably should have done better. Maynard, did he get a push in the back? Won't matter. That's Jamison with the football. Modra. Anderson. Kicks from a standing start. Should have kicked a goal. And has registered only one behind. 1-1 to Greg Anderson. 18 kicks he's had and taken 5 marks. A very busy player again. 16-18 to 11-11 at Football Park. Gave the attendance before. Another packed house. Tim Darcy goes in short. Finds Malakellus over the top of Rowe. Intended for and finding Lee Tudor. Tudor chips it in short to Gary Hocking, who started well, but we haven't seen too much of him, especially after quarter time. Robin's fist away, almost effective. Rashuto now trying to get a hand pass back. Jamison, good tackle. Hocking again. Oh, lovely smother by Wren. Gee, he's had a good game. One of the best I've seen him play. Tregenza off to Rashuto. He's had a good match too, speaking of valuable players. But Adelaide have had winners all over the ground, haven't they? This is Darcy, who's probably been Geelong's best with Ablett. That's a great mark too. McGuinness.
Every time one of them lift, we see an extraordinary performance here from Tony McGuinness. He certainly doesn't want to be forgotten for the votes.
They know you're voting, don't they?
31 possessions he's had. Modra in front. Darcy again right there with him. And Mansfield successfully seeing the ball over the boundary line. 6.5 minutes left in the match.
That's Sean Wren. You know, some of the stats you don't see with Sean Wren, though. He's had, what's he had, Sean Wren? Just looking at his stats. 8 marks, 7 kicks, 18 handballs, and about 4 smothers as well, Peter.
Oh, that's BOG.
Very close to it, Dennis.
Smart in a headlock. And the ball. 16-18 to 11-11. Paul Couch. Well, this one's gone. He's waiting to come back on. Clean possession down there. Very high kick out of defence, back towards the wing. Pushed out of bounds, Malakellus.
Now look at that handball stat, Dennis. 144 handballs to Adelaide and 77 to Geelong. So it's nearly twice as many.
It's remarkable, isn't it? Thrown in once more. Hinkley doing the ruck work that time. This is Pickering, who did it on the previous occasion. Now Barnes, knocked on by Hocking. What can the Cats do here? Bairstow storming around the grandstand side. Good-looking kick, but Hart's got some speed. They started side by side, but over 15 metres, Hart would be quicker than the veteran. Goes in short. This is McDermott, the general. Well, the picture is no clearer as far as Adelaide are concerned. Giant killers at home. They've been very meek away. Jamison, who turned 23 last Sunday, goes straight across the ground, taken by Lee out there. Rashuto has it. Liked his game tonight too. Viska running up towards the wing. Not a particularly good kick, but Smart's got it. Around Hinkley very easily. Modra again, the crowd like this. Modra's taken the mark about 35 metres out from goal. Well, we've still got about 4.5 minutes to play. It would be most unkind to Tim Darcy if Modra were to pick up a couple of late goals here.
Yes, this time just got that metre and a half break there on Tim Darcy. And an excellent performance though by Tim Darcy, because the ball has been coming down there fairly often.
Well, I suppose if somebody had said when we arrived at Football Park that Modra will have 9 marks, 10 kicks and 3 hand passes by this stage of the game, we wouldn't have thought he would have been kicking at only his 2nd goal. He's missed this one as well, so still just 1 goal for the night.
1 goal 5, Dennis.
The man who came in as the league's leading goal scorer. 16-19 to 11-11.
Crowd starting to drift out, obviously sensing the Adelaide Crows have once again won at home. Well, with Sydney winning today, they venture there later in the week. Going to be interesting. Liptak up to half forward. McGrath powers away out to Barnes. Barnes at right centre wing. Tregenza slow to get started. Down to Ablett, it's a wrestle. Good tackle by Robin, the two number 5s. And Robin more than content to see the ball over the boundary line in front of Barry Stoneham.
Even though Gary Ablett's kicked 8, Pete, it's been a pretty fair performance by young Ben Hart.
8 goals, 6.
Still only 18 years of age.
Yes, and Graham Corns.
Don't look at me like that, Dennis. You don't think it has been?
Didn't say that.
McDermott. Oh, that was a bad hand pass. Scott had Rashudo pinned as soon as he got the ball. Bairstow into the goal square. Ablett, another one. 9.
Oh, call Mike of Jordan. God, get him on the phone.
So can Gary Ablett get 10?
9 goals, 5 to Gary Ablett.
He started the evening with 62 goals, 29 against his name for the season. And has had another great game here, of course. He always expect a lot from Ablett.
He's very hard to hold, isn't he? Because he's so good at the second and third effort. Here we see him doing the roving. Great overhead, of course, Gary Ablett. Very strong in the one-on-one situations.
Kicked 14 against Essendon, a little losing score at the MCG. The day Paul Salmon kicked 10. So back to the middle. Barnes lost sight of it. Neither ruckman able to get an effective tap out. Tudor a chance. Now Barnes again across his body. And the mark is taken by Stoneham in front of Bone. No, not Stoneham, it's Tim McGrath. McGrath goes with the long kick down towards half forward. 3 redheads on the Geelong side. There was Stoneham, another one. Bairstow. Nice snap, bends it back. Ablett has taken the mark right on the behind post.
Now, talking about votes, how do you get this man out of the votes? Well, 9 goals in a lose. Well, we can't fit them all in.
You're going to have to. Now, this will be at 10 for Gary Ablett, as we said, in double figures twice this season.
Will he go for the banana from here, Dennis, or can he see a fair opening there?
He might play on after the siren again, Luke.
Maybe a banana. No, the drop punt.
Kicks, and kicks truly. 10 big ones for Gary Ablett in what's going to be a losing cause. Quite remarkable. 13-11 to 16-19. Only 26 points in it, but under 2 minutes to play.
Well, he's kicked 8 goals in this second half, Gary Ablett. A lone hand. In fact, only 3 other Geelong players have kicked goals, that being Tudor, Stoneham and Forsman. A wonderful performance by this man. I'll take that back about Ben Hart now, Dennis also.
Well, it hasn't been down there too much, has it? I mean,
true.
If only they could have got it down there more often, Geelong, as far as they're concerned. Rashudo,
sensational.
Big fist on that one after Tudor kicked the ball towards half forward. Scott has been pretty quiet, wrestled to the ground by McDermott, and the ball up. So Adelaide back into the top 6 tonight, and they've done it in style, although Geelong have never given up. Bounce inside the centre square. Barnes tries to hook it behind. Eventually, it's Tregenza. He boots it down towards half forward. Awkward bounce taken by McGuinness. Hand passes back over the shoulder. Stephen Hocking gets it down. This is McGrath, right half back. Tim McGrath hoisted high towards the wing. The big man again. Wren almost on the chest. Coming to meet him solidly. Forsman. Brilliant pick up there by Steele. Pushed off the kick. It goes inside the 50. Lee kept it in front nicely. Robin to Hart. 10 kicked on him today. Bickley runs away from half-back.
Mark Bickley, under 1 minute left in this match now. McDermott. Not a good effort. Could have done better. Maybe Jamison can. A bit of time on the bench. Marking contest. Modra. It's like one of my golf shots when I hit the ground.
Well, it was about a 3-metre pass.
To Darcy. And they're going to get away with this Geelong. Hocking. Or maybe they're not. Good smother. Tudor finally. Cats have played in fits and starts tonight. They have looked good on a few occasions. Forsman can't get clear. Tackle finished up low, but it was all right in the initial stages. And now Bairstow, long shot at goal over the head of Gary Ablett, and he's put it through for a goal. Well, Mark Bairstow kicking his first goal. Only the 5th Geelong player tonight to score a major. But the siren due to go, and that will add some respectability to their score. 95 to 115. They'll go down by 20 points.
Well, apart from the slow start, it hasn't been too bad really by Geelong. They've reduced that margin. 31 points at quarter time. And now probably well, we've only got 2 seconds on the clock. The margin will be, of course, 20 points.
31 points at quarter time. Just goes to prove that you can't give a start in football, and Geelong giving a pretty big break. Bigley chases. There's the siren to end the game, and once again Adelaide running out winners at home. A good effort by the Crows. They had many fine players at both ends of the ground. 16-19, 115 defeating Geelong, 14-11-95. But Gary Ablett with 10 goals, Dennis, and a losing score. A tremendous effort at the other end of the ground.
Absolutely outstanding. People were talking about the picture not being too clear as far as Adelaide are concerned, playing so well away and doing so well at home. And I guess the same holds true for the Cats, who normally this season have faded towards the end. Tonight they finished very strong indeed, but they gave too much away early. At quarter time, 6-5 to 1-4, as we said. Giving that sort of start, it's very hard to win football matches, but I think the end result flatters Geelong just a little bit as we go down to Max Stevens. Max?
Thanks, Dennis. Sean Wren, congratulations. I mean, your form tonight, exceptional.
Oh, it's just good to get a bit of footy after a horror run, I suppose. A bad start of the season. Just good to get the footy.
It's a funny situation. I mean, you go to Princes Park, you get flogged, you come out here, you play 3 quarters of brilliant football tonight. From a player's point of view, how do you see that?
We're going to take these wins as just another win, and we really got to beat the Melbourne Hoodoo, I suppose. And it's a good win tonight, but obviously Melbourne's the one we want, and it'd be a lot better if we won over there, I suppose. Yeah.
And I suppose Dick Graham make the point that a win tonight would whack you back into the 6.
Oh, there's no doubt. The competition's so close, and you know, anything can happen. You keep winning, and you can buy for a spot. So
early in the season, your form 50-50. I mean, coming back today and playing like that, I mean, it's really starting to work for you, isn't it? You just needed to put a few together.
Oh, it's self-fitness, and I mean, I struggle with my legs, I suppose, and just starting to get a bit of back now. So yeah, it's good.
It must be so hard up there, that tall though, too, mustn't it?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, Sean, thanks for talking with us. Sean Wren there, probably best on ground tonight.
Right, thank you, Max. He certainly rucked well, Sean Wren, and was instrumental, especially early on, in the Adelaide Crows win. So repeating the final score, the Crows 16-19, 115, 20-point winners over Geelong, 14-11-95 at Football Park. We'll be back shortly.
7 Sports congratulates Adelaide.
Major classifieds.
Properties on the market.
Delightful 4-bedroom family home.
And you will miss it. Only missed out last week. 80 now. Looking for 90. I'll take a 5 if you like, sir, from you. I'll take a rise at 2.5. 7.5 now. To get you moving to the centre. Can't buy that way. This is the way to go. And the second ball. It's going. It is going. It is sold.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
She's twice been voted the most admired woman in the country. She's an editor, an author, a mother, and an Australian.
I support Australian companies and jobs for Australians. And that's what I think telecom is all about.
Why does she choose to speak up for telecom?
I'm fed up with Australian companies losing their market to overseas interests. We must support Australia.
Did Ida Buttrose consider the other phone company?
Sure, I've been offered a different phone service, but telecom gives me a complete service.
So if you're concerned about Australia's future, which telephone company should you choose?
As far as I'm concerned, that's telecom, as Australian as I am.
Introducing the all-new Holden Apollo. It will change the way you look at Australian 4-cylinder cars. The new Holden Apollo is the largest, roomiest, most powerful 4-cylinder Holden ever. Seeing is believing. The new Holden Apollo.
Target is having a one-day-only winter sale. Tomorrow from 9 a.m. till midnight, we'll be cutting a cool 15% off the mark price of everything, plus no deposit lay-by. So put your skates on and get into Target.
If it only saves you once a year, it's a good year.
The spot for half-year bargains is House Half-Year Sellout Madness.
House, crazy low prices for quality goods. House, near you, but rush in while stocks last.
Where's Casey?
She's in the car at the moment, all right?
I'm all right, it's not very bad. Can you remember it all, that accident occurred? I was changing a tape. We were in a bit of a hurry. How fast were you going along here, Alice? Maybe we were like 85 or something. I realise what speed zone it is along here.
My
mum, can you call my mum? Can I go and see her? It's best to stay here.
Just wait for them.
No, I really want to go and see her.
I'll come down.
Where is she? I can't even see her. She's not going to die. Tracy! I'm sorry, Tracy! Tracy! What if she dies on the way? Tracy! Best friend and I killed her!
Geelong fighting it right out to the end, going down in the end by 20 points. Gary Ablett finished up with 10 goals, 6 for Geelong, and they had only 4 other goal kickers. For the Crows, Nigel Smart was their major contributor. He got 3 in the first quarter, finished up with 5. Mark Bickley got 2, Matthew Liptak 2, and Randall Bone also kicked 2 goals. So I guess, Bernie, as I mentioned before, just before the break, that you can't give starts in league football, and the start that Geelong conceded in that first quarter, 6-5 to 1-4, well, they never got back into it, really, did they?
Yeah, well, that's right, Pete. That's basically where they lost the game, 6-5 to 1-4, as you said. 31-point margin at quarter time. They did reduce that margin to 20 points at the end, but they just didn't have the players. The on-ball players certainly did the damage, and Sean Wren played a magnificent game in the ruck. Tony McGuinness, Mark Bickley with 30 possessions. Simon Tregenza had 24 possessions. Chris McDermott had 30 possessions. You can just keep on going with these blokes. Mark Prosciutto across half-back. Yeah, fantastic performance by him, 31 possessions. And you look at Geelong's possession rate, their chief winner would have been Mark Bairstow with around about 32. But apart from him, it's very hard to find some very good midfielders.
The interesting one, and you drew our attention to it during the final quarter, the handball, second from the top there, 153 to 82.
Yeah, quite amazing. It's just the support. They play with so much confidence here at Football Park in Adelaide, this side. Last week completely looked lost playing at Princess Park against Carlton, but here they found their confidence returned, everything fell into place. They supported each other, they ran in numbers, especially from half-back. They played terrific football setting it up into that forward line from that part of the ground.
Well, speaking of grounds, at the Sydney Cricket Ground this afternoon, we heard the score as we were arriving at the ground. The Sydney Swans finally winning their first match for the year to break a long drought. And the drama happened in the third quarter, and Richard Osborne was in the thick of things.
Doreen goes long, Osborne doubles back, and he's got it. That has kicked 4 so far, Richard Osborne. And now 5, 9-point lead.
Got to go long, kick it now.
Osborne gets away again. It makes no difference to Richard Osborne.
Well, he had a paddock in which to move.
Osborne going for goal number 8. A beautiful looking kick. Yes!
Oh, no. Got the read. Richard Osborne, he's got it. The full forward for goal number 9. Oh, he's close. It's a goal. He hooks it back. He's looking for Osborne. Osborne at the back as well.
Yes, great effort by the Swannies up there in Sydney today, and Richard Osborne playing an absolutely superb game. And rather interestingly, Adelaide plays Sydney next Friday night under lights. Should be a beauty. Is it going to be a danger game? I guess we'll find out in a few days' time. We'll take a break back at Football Park after this.
The name of the game is Australian.
The international version of Magna is making a big noise overseas. One reason is that it has a great V6 engine. Now Mitsubishi is proud to introduce the Magna V6 to Australia. Luxurious, refined, and with all the power you need. The Mitsubishi Magna Executive V6, sedan and wagon, a welcome addition to the Magna range.
McDonald's takes you to the world of the X-Men. Wolverine, Storm, Cyclops, Magneto.
Engage!
Mutants with incredible powers. A different one each week at...
McDonald's answers your dreams with Barbie figurines. There's Bride Barbie, Glitter Beach, Secret Hearts and Teen Talk. This season's fashions. Collect a different one each week. Barbie figurines.
And the X-Men. 95 cents each with any burger or muffin purchase. But you'd better hurry.
When life gives you an unlucky break, there's a bank that can help you out. A bank with mortgages so flexible, we can adjust payments if need be. Till you're back on your feet again. Which bank can adjust mortgage repayments? The Home Loan Bank.
The pain of a workplace injury is bad enough, but it can also cause problems at home. Put an extra load on your workmates. Hurt your employer's business. They all share your pain with you. Talk to your employer and your doctor about getting back to work sooner. Find out what you can do at work while your injury heals. Then everyone will feel better, faster. Work cover. Cover that works for everyone.
Which dinosaur could have swallowed a human whole? Which ate a ton of vegetation a day? And which were bigger than a bus? All the facts are right here in Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs as small as a chicken, as tall as a 4-story house. How did they last for 160 million years? Why did they all die out? And how do we know so much about them from only their fossils? Included week by week are all the parts for a dinosaur model that glows in the dark. Issue 1 comes with 3D glasses and the first model parts, and all for 75 cents.
Indonesia has more flights to Bali than any other airline. And right now, together with your travel agent, they're offering a wide range of value-packed Bali holidays. And on the way, you'll discover that the magic of Indonesia is not just on the ground. It's in the air.
The Myer Stocktake sale is in its second big week with fantastic new savings on top brands like Breville, Hoover, Sharp, Jag and many more. It's on now, so you'd better be quick. That's the Myer Stocktake sale for you.
Tom Selleck stars as an American sharpshooter let loose in the Aussie outback. Top action in the premiere of Quigley Down Under, next on 7.
Time now to check the CUB AFL 1993 Premiership Season League Ladder.
And at the completion of round 13, the 6 is North Melbourne from West Coast, Hawthorn, Essendon, Carlton and Adelaide. Adelaide moving up from 9th to 6th. And as we look further down the ladder, the Cats, who started the night in 8th position, have dropped to 9th place, 1 game outside the 6. And so next week's match for them against Footscray is indeed vital if they're to stay in touch with any finals aspirations they have. Friday, Sydney and Adelaide. It's going to be an interesting affair after the Swans winning their first match today of the year, and they certainly will be buoyed by that. The other games on Saturday, Geelong, Footscray, Fitzroy, North Melbourne, St Kilda, Melbourne, Essendon, Brisbane, and then on Sunday, certainly the match of the round, West Coast and Carlton over at Subiaco. Richmond plays Collingwood and Hawthorn has the bye in round 14. Check your local guides for details of our coverage. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage tonight from Football Park. Hope you can join us again next week. Good night to you all.